You work so hard. You show up every day. You do what's expected of you. But deep down, you know the truth. One paycheck shouldn't decide how your life turns out. But what if your evenings meant progress? What if your weekends built freedom? What if your laptop became more than just a screen? This isn't about quitting your job. It's about giving yourself options. While others crawl, you start building. Quietly, consistently, and on your own terms. No pressure, no guessing. Just a clear system you can run after work, before work, or whenever life gives you a turn. That's what Goldmine on hustlesafrica.com is for.
Tuesday.
Haikuzo makasi ni watafute uongozi pamoja wasitafute.
Kweli una maana gani? Una maana wewe ni binadamu ya mavi ya kuku.
Mashamba yetu harambe.
Nguruwe kujikanga na mafuta yake, na Afrika itakwisha.
Padhani ya gosho ngai no mwega na endesho de.
Wakati hiyo ilikuwa ukisema ngwe ndani ngwe.
Support for the broad-based government at just 30% compared to 44% last year. Now, the polls show that Edwin Sifuna-led Linda Mwananchi faction of the ODM party enjoys 73% of the party followers' support. The polls places Deputy President Kithure Kindiki ahead of the pact in the race to be named President William Ruto's running mate. Kithure Kindiki outshines ODM Gladys Wanga and Oburu Oginga in with a 59% standing against 12% and 3% respectively for Wanga and Oburu. Now, President William Ruto remains the preferred presidential election winner with 24% of Kenyans showing their support for him against Kalonzo Musyoka's 19% and Fred Matiang'i's 14% support. About that TIFA survey in our subsequent bulletins. Now, moving on, respondents in the impeachment case of former Deputy President
All right, hello there, people of the internet. My name is Uduo Jagero, and this is Political Lady coming to you at 7:30 in the evening. I am with Odhiambo Tieno, the man who is having all the good suits I have done every other day. Odhiambo Bwana, you have got so many suits, Bwana. I can only, sometimes I always feel like, I still feel like an orphan. Very much, thank you very much. Our panelist has just arrived. We want to welcome the other side, brother. Thank you. Bana kanyaga waya, tafadhali. This side. Don't kick the lights. Don't kick the lights. We are going to allow you to settle in. Okay. Government apologies.
I've seen the Sifuna party member run away.
Yeah.
No, he was acting just as my bodyguard for today.
Oh, good.
Really? That is not good.
That's beautiful.
Why? That is.
No. Sifuna party is a big party. I don't like the way you guys downplay Sifuna party.
I wanted to tell you. I was telling Mundala because we were with him earlier in the day. Mundala, can you tell him?
Yes.
What my wife said about the suit? Tell him.
No, your wife said this suit was actually bought about a year ago, and it was bought very expensively. So as you interact,
it is the most expensive suit that she's ever bought.
Yeah. So what?
And it was not
52,000.
And it was not bought in the country, I think.
Why is that necessary? I'm just
no, just for your information sake, so that you advance your respect
exactly
to the.
and you decided to believe them.
They were buying me breakfast.
so it is not true.
They were dealing with my food security issues.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say much. So
you decided to go along.
No, we bumped into each other in the vicinity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The place where we have breakfast.
Yeah. But it's also that both of you are very clean shaven. today. What is going on?
No, it is the
Birds of a feather.
No, he was saying speaking well until he added today.
Yeah.
We have
Always.
Yeah.
We are always like
No. Clean shaven, as in clean shaven. I know you are always, but today it's a bit of oil is also added. I mean, people of the internet, look at this gentleman. I don't know. I mean, everybody needs to be next to the government because Odhiambo is now lying to us that his coats are 2 years old.
And then he was coming here with what?
Yeah. And even what is that on your lapel?
It's actually called a lapel.
Yeah.
Rouge.
Okay, but what is it? What is your lapel? So that's the correct question.
Okay, so if you look at it, basically, I bought it in Naivasha.
Okay.
During the training thing. So the reason why I loved it is because it has a representation of silver, crystals, and golden color, which for me represents some level of quality and love of warmth. Gold is a very warm color for me. Yeah. It's not gold. It's not gold originally, but the design is just beautiful. It has no hidden meaning. It's just that. Yeah, don't read too much.
How are you doing, Mr. Mundalo? It's long since we last spoke. You know?
Sure.
Tell me what do you think about the country politically as we speak today? By the way, I was meant to ask you, there are so many things that happened at the Africa Forward Summit.
Yes.
It was very controversial, by the way.
Yeah.
I never got the opportunity to ask you what you think about it. There was also the cancelling culture that followed it when several artists appeared for the Sundowner after the event. I don't know, what did you think? Odhiambo was very proud that the president of the country, pulled such a huge feat.
I think it is one of the best executed international events that we've actually hosted as a country.
Okay.
Because you would be able to look at the seamless flow of things from one event to the other. I think that was quite seamless. Despite the reality that we had about 30 heads of state in Nairobi, you did not see screaming traffic congestion. Yeah. So from the perspective of the people handling our traffic, our security infrastructure, I anticipated that there will be snarl-ups and there will be a big problem in Nairobi, but they really tried to handle it. I was stuck in traffic, I think, on one of those days myself for quite some time, but not to the significant levels that I had actually imagined. So in terms of its execution, I think it was quite seamless. I also like the breakout sessions that they had. First of all, the business forum. I think having over 4,000 notable businessmen from around the world sitting in Kenya, and good choice of the University of Nairobi, was also quite a plus for me.
The University of Nairobi, do you think this is where the plant for manufacturing smartphones is located? I mean, that was a bit... People are telling the president that you lied. I mean, could you have been saying something else that is not really manufacturing per se?
I think assembly.
I think the choice, if we talk about the choice of the venue, for me, I'm not one of those guys who went to University of Nairobi, but the truth is that it's one of our premier universities here.
Yeah.
And so putting together the business people who want to discuss such levels of such magnanimous stuff at the university grounds, for me was quite a good symbol. And then when I look at also the aspect of the entertainment that came with the Kasarani indoor arena, I think the choice of artists, a cross-section of artists from across Africa, and the president, and look at the audience, it was quite a composition of a mixture. I saw very ordinary Kenyans in that audience. It was not elitist. I don't know whether if you checked it very well. It was not elitist. It was both the old, the young. I think that was quite something. Of course, part of me liked the controversy around President Macron when he told us to to get to listen, to shut up.
What do you think about that? Because I'm going to indulge you a little bit more before we,
At the risk of unpopularity, I'll say I didn't really find a big problem with it for one reason.
Yeah.
We in Kenya sometimes have over-democratized ourselves, that sometimes even when we want to do the wrong thing, we want to look at it from political lens and want to excuse it. Because not once, Jagero, in Kenyan meetings, especially political meetings, nowadays we have the culture of just making noise and people speaking until even our leaders are used to us speaking as they continue speaking. So they don't even stop.
Yeah.
They just keep speaking. So sometimes the level, it's just good for us to be cultured. Some of the people who don't live here with us, they don't really live in countries where people live where there is a bit of decorum in places. So for me, it was just a wake-up call to us to say, you know what, guys, we can have some decorum. That sometimes when we are attending a meeting, you can be able to listen to the ones who are speaking. It is just the basic dictate of decorum. There is nothing about colonialism in that, because I saw that being propelled and that. I think it's just a matter of discipline.
Yeah.
That sometimes let's just learn to listen to each other.
I think I did not have a problem at all with what Macron said, because it was disrespect, first of all, to the people that were on stage.
Exactly.
You know, and he desperately wanted to hear. Part of the reason why he was so frustrated was that he couldn't hear because of this other noise.
Exactly.
And he was sympathizing with the people on stage because, I mean, these people, some of them were actually West Africans that are fluent in the country.
It's just a discipline issue. There is one of your colleagues who hosts a podcast that Odhiambo is fond of going to. And sometimes you can see the host getting agitated and stopping it midway and telling his producer, go down there and tell those guys not to make noise outside there. How don't we call that? Colonialism or something. I think that is Obina. Yes, you've seen him.
Something interesting. Obina did something very interesting in the studio today.
Oh, what did he do?
At some point, Obina was concerned about one of the cameras. You understand? And Obina couldn't hold it anymore and said, "Get out of TikTok and look at the camera, bro."
Yeah, and you see, that is just discipline.
Yeah.
I've always seen people bash him when he says that to his people, and he says, please get back to your work and all that. And some people say that's condescending and all that. But the reality is that sometimes we just have to be disciplined. So we can't be able to democratize and pull ourselves so highly and so stretch ourselves so much that everything goes. So at the end of the day, we are supposed to, you speak here, the other one also speaks. So at the end of the day, we should be having this podcast, and all the producers here should also be having a conversation so that then that becomes democracy. I don't think so.
But then there is the other issue of controversy that a large section of Kenyans did not want people to go, some artists like BN to go and sing where Macron is and President Ruto is.
Extremely unnecessary and entitlement. That's an unnecessary entitlement, Jagero. We must be able to allow people advance their trade. Those are artists, they are musicians. They perform where they are called to perform. And remember, they are being also paid at it. These people need to feed their families, Jagero.
Yes.
We can't be able to say people must only do things that we want them to do. Remember, just because you are loud does not mean you represent the opinion of the majority. So sometimes the people who are loud on social media make it look like they represent the opinion of the majority, because we haven't had the number of people who also would say, but we wanted him to perform. When he was performing on that stage, when BN was performing on that stage, Jagero, I saw people cheering. I saw people excited at his performance, meaning he actually did an exemplary performance. So the entitlement that we are starting to have actually is riding us away from the rails of democracy. Because democracy is what allows us to have every opinion and allow everyone to associate the way they would want to do. Unfortunately for us today, Jagero, we are having a situation whereby people think democracy means you must agree with me. And if you don't agree with me, I must cancel you. Then that's the cancel culture. That is actually not democracy. The people doing that must know that they are taking us back to the old days. These are the things that Raila and others fought for us to have today, that all of us can actually have an opinion. So when you disagree with someone else, you just put up your opinion. If you think the other opinion does not make sense, you increase the sense of your opinion. You don't cancel the other person. Unfortunately, Jagero, nowadays, when you say something and I say another thing, and you make more sense than I do, then I cancel you, or I brand you. I look for a tag and put it on you and label you, instead of just raising the volume of my reason. Because if I am convinced that what I'm saying makes better sense, I just increase the volume of my reason. And if I'm still not convinced by yours, I must allow you have your opinion. We can't have a culture, Jagero, whereby people think that when I say A and you say B and I do not agree with B, then I cancel you. And then that means you are a wrong person. Not at all. It's a bad culture, and I would want to call it out as that.
Right. Odhiambo,
yes.
How are you doing? What is the political temperature of the country? I mean, what are you thinking? What is in your head? How is your president doing? Is he winning?
Oh, by a lot, always.
By poll, tell him by Tifa today.
Tifa today actually revealed that is the most popular presidential candidate.
Yeah.
Tifa?
Yes, Tifa is one of the most credible polls actually.
Who is Tifa?
You don't know Tifa? It's one of the polling.
I'm asking on behalf of the audience, Mr. Diambo. Be
what?
I mean, I've always told you, don't be dumb.
You're calling me dumb. Anyway, I take it as a man. Follow with it. Anyway, yeah, I mean, I get a point. You know, sometimes I fail to differentiate that you're asking on behalf of the people.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think it is you asking, and I'm like, I mean, you know the truth. Anyway, I could say, Jagero, that of the polling firms which are most credible in Kenya today, and which have consistently shown rigorous skill, and prudence in terms of their research work, is of course Africa Insight Partners, which I run, TIFA, and of course the one run by Angela Mbito. Those ones are the ones that are most credible for me, because I've seen clients that they've done for work, never veto their work, because in our researching work or in our polling work, if a client double checks your work, it means they're not trusting, and if that other work reveals a very big difference, then you will not be getting polls moving forward. And I've seen so many firms, by the way, close down because they're not credible in their polling sequence. So when TIFA releases that result and says Ruto is the most popular, popularity does not also mean conversion. That's also what we must take note of. That popularity, it is that he is well known. Okay, he's in the mouths of many people. What I always call share of voice.
Share of voice.
He has a huge share of voice in the media because every day there's something about him. Every day there's something that he's doing. So of course the people will be aware of him more. Does that convert into votes directly? No. It's a different question. Actually, the popularity, I think, was about 70-something, if I'm not wrong. Then also TIFA.
Presidential candidates,
in terms of popularity.
But he's the only one.
They actually did both.
But he's the only one.
They're quite a number.
They actually did both. There was that aspect of the popularity, just as in terms of the eyeballs, and there was also in comparison to other candidates, which he was still leading, though fairly from a low perspective, because he was leading.
But there is no any other candidate.
No, there are other candidates, Jagero. I mean, don't be dumb also.
You got an opportunity to
Don't joke with that.
You mean Matiang'i?
There's Matiang'i.
But they are just saying they are presidential candidate, but they are not. United Opposition should be having one.
If you rate Kenyans, if you rate these Kenyans in terms of those who will be considered as presidential candidates, Matiang'i is quite a presidential candidate.
He was number 3 actually.
I would never.
He was number 3
in the poll.
I would never consider Rigathi to be a presidential candidate because of the cases as now. But with the cases out, then he automatically becomes one. We have Kalonzo. We have Maraga, our fantasy president.
Why do you call him fantasy president?
He's the best president we can ever have because he's forthright.
I don't think he would make a good president, though.
I think he would make a very good president.
No.
The only challenge is, Jagero, in politics, you don't need fundamentalists. You need people who practice something called relativity. And Maraga is a fundamentalist. He cannot bend.
He's going to say that from now on we cannot take alcohol.
Yeah, that's fundamentalism.
And he's also going to say that we cannot take tea leaves, right?
Well, that attack to the SDA church is well received.
No, I didn't mention it.
It's only my church that does that.
He's just being personal.
I'm just like.
But yeah, I mean, these are presidential candidates to be considered quite fairly.
Yeah. And
of course, they must be compared against President Ruto. That's fine. So what I was saying is that that is leading in terms of popularity. It will not convert as it has been shared. What I know, conversion comes differently. I've seen that with the pollings I've done. Yeah. Because there's something called voter switch behavior monitoring. And we monitor it over a 6 months period with the same group. It's called focus group discussion that we follow at the end. So within 6 months, we're able to see what are the influencing factors, what are the new factors that are influencing voter switch behavior. Yeah. So we can be able to monitor if we had the contacts of the people they interviewed.
What does the word most popular actually mean?
Most popular simply means the one that many people think or have a high perception index of in terms of awareness of contest. Okay?
All right.
That this is the person contesting for president amongst these people who ndio ako mbele sana.
Anasikika sana.
Anasikika sana. Kwa wale ambao
and
wanagombea kiti cha urais.
even though you downplay my question around that line, and this is what I think is informing a lot of people, that we really do not have a proper presidential candidate from these other people. They're just talking and talking and talking, but then we're not clear.
No, they
so
are.
then when you talk about Ruto, it is clear. It is very clear that he's a presidential candidate.
And I'm also saying that it's very clear that Raila used to be like this anyway. But though Raila, about 1 year, 4 months to issue, is always declared. For now, they've taken so much time to declare. Okay, they're not the opposition. So that's why we're saying all of them who are potential, we consider them presidential candidates. Right? Because Matiang'i has said, "Mukinipatia hii kazi, I'll not let you down." So which means he's looking for presidency. Sifuna has said, si lazima nikuwe rais, lakini lazima tuungane tutoe Rais Ruto. Kalonzo has gone around talking about presidency. Rigathi has been talking about cousins. Watafute kiti pamoja. So it means they're presidential candidates. You can't wish them away just like that. So now that's one.
Okay.
Two, I think the same TIFA also released a report today about the ODM factions. And he said that, that report said that Linda Wananchi is the most popular and preferred pact or a splinter group of ODM at 74%, if I'm not wrong, with the Oburu team at 23%, if I'm not wrong. I remember seeing that report somewhere. Those are interesting things. I also saw Sifuna today in Mount Kenya, going to the burial of Kanini Kega's mother, if I'm not wrong. And the quote was beautiful. The speech he gave there, apologizing to Rigathi Gachagua, being an apologist of Rigathi Gachagua, was very interesting to see. But also we'll come and talk about it. Something else that I watched today, which was interesting, is at the burial of Dr. Obwaka, or at the requiem mass of Dr. Obwaka, the wife's student spoke some issues.
Let's hear it, actually.
Do we have it?
Yes, we have it. The Obwaka's widow recounts alleged threats during Nairobi. You have it? Yes, he does have it.
Yeah,
he does have it.
I remember Dr. Obwaka's wife. I watched her and I was in admiration because she's quite a speaker. She protected the dignity of the husband at this very difficult time where Dr. Obwaka's name is being taken down the drain. You know, an 84.
Yes, he has it. He has it. Play it, please.
The hospital.
Along the way, things changed. They were called to the office of the president. I'm not embarrassed or I'm not ashamed to say this. One person there who is a Kalenjin called him Pamori. Who is a Kalenjin here? You are not ashamed. Pamori, Dr. Obwaga, go to the High Court, and withdraw the case that you took there.
Yeah, something interesting about this woman. The merits of the issue is different. I want to look at the woman herself, and that's a woman that makes me proud. For one reason, that in life, there's a lot of mistakes that happen. But the exit is what matters most. And I was saying just before the video played that 84 years or 83 years of life, and a life of success, where the presidents will even sleep in your home. Many people do not know that. The presidents will actually sleep in Dr. Bwaka's home. I've just learned now that Dr. Bwaka actually comes from Kakamega. I thought it was a Kisii. And it's interesting that the lady student spoke about, withdraw the cases, and also some of the social issues that were bedeviling the circumstances around his death. And she cleared it out and said, you know what? He was a man with money, and who doesn't want a man with money?
Okay, okay.
Yeah, you get the point. That you should not kill a man and brand him because there is a woman somewhere. Okay? If that is the choice that was made.
Okay, so what was she saying? That, there were girls around the man.
She said that the man did not hate her. The man actually loved her. And there's no single day that the man slept outside. That is very interesting. Because
he slept in Airbnbs?
No, he was sleeping in the home. You're like
Odhiambo. I don't know what you're trying to do, by the way.
Okay, let me tell you what I'm trying to do. What I'm trying to do is this, Jagger.
What is this guy trying to do?
What I'm trying to do is this. You know,
because before you go on,
okay, go ahead.
there are issues here.
Yeah.
That we are being told that when Mr. Walker suffered, Dr. Walker suffered cardiac arrest, there was a woman in close proximity. I don't know how close. All right, we are being told that, and then the Mikai, Minping, the other side, the other side is also saying that who doesn't want a man who doesn't want a man with money, and she's referring to the girls, right?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So which one was it that he was always sleeping at home? The girls were around him. So which one was it?
I'm just saying I need you to listen a little bit more.
Okay.
And maybe more attentively.
Okay.
What Oboka's wife was saying, which I love, which makes me proud, is Oboka's death, circumstances around his death were bordering social issues, right?
Okay.
Some of them also are bordering political issues in terms of how he was embarrassed by the state, etc. And she chose to zero in on the two issues specifically and said, go withdraw that case in court.
Okay.
My husband is a clean man. Number two, on this issue of Oboka having women, there's no day this guy ever slept outside my house. He's always sleeping in my house.
Okay.
He loved me.
Okay.
Okay. And there's no man with money who is not good in the eyes of people. Because in Luo, for example, say pesa wangelando.
Yeah.
Okay. The man with money, no matter how he looks very good. Okay.
Okay.
So if
but can you come to my rescue, please? Because
I think apart from there are several things that Yambo shares with Obuaka.
I don't know which one. I'm very certain.
I think apart from
my God,
apart from age, they share in money. You can all be able to see it.
Yes.
That's why he must be very careful when he's dealing with the issue. But I think what Odhiambo is trying to say is this, Jagero.
Yeah.
That especially in terms of a funeral like the one that we're having, which is surrounded by a lot of mystery and tension. There are issues that create tension. Now, there was this issue that creates tension. And the only person who would have blown the tension away was supposed to be his wife.
Okay.
And he did it, she did it very, very well.
All right.
Because you see, the people are there, but there is this, it's more like an underlying issue, but it's no longer underlying because all of us know it.
Yes.
And so everyone is wondering, how do I approach it? What do I tell her? What do I speak to the family about? Is this something we can talk about or not?
Okay.
It goes back to, there was a time we were discussing here and saying that sometimes when something is far off left, the best thing to do as a communication person is to first of all admit it. And when you admit it, then you lessen, you make it weak.
Okay.
It then does not become a critical conversation. Now you can see people have been discussing the issue of this woman in undertones and high tones in equal measure. But then they wouldn't know where exactly to place it. Now when the wife comes out and is able to burst that bubble and be able to say, wait, this is actually the issue. I've brought it here. It's now on conversation. And now we are done with it. It stops being an issue. In fact, you're able to see the reaction of the audience. The tension was kind of isn't out. The tension isn't out. People laughed about it and then moved on. And also the aspect of just protecting the dignity. This is a man who's 84 years old. He has had a very serious career. He has done very well for himself.
And the family.
He has been able to achieve a lot. We really cannot be able to reduce his last meeting to a conversation just about a bed and some room in Kitengela. I think she does that very well by saying, you know what, this is now it's out of the way. We can discuss exactly who Dr. Obuaka.
So if
correct. He's brilliant than me by many ways. That's why I like
it. It's interesting. So then for you to put the matter to rest, he could have been in a room in Kitengela, but still would be home for dinner, right? Which is.
I mean, and that's okay.
Yes.
That's what the woman is trying to say.
Okay.
That you know what?
Yes.
I've seen much.
I am guided.
I
am.
Actually, she was just saying Jagero.
Jagero. By the way, do you know Jagero?
Yes.
I dare say this.
Okay.
most of my friends are very old women, very old, and not old in the sense that we do anything silly, but old.
Don't try
I have to clear the way. I know you. Yeah, we know you, Jagero. Yeah. Okay. And one thing I've learned from them.
Okay.
There's a particular time I was sitting with one of them, and we're discussing about transparency in marriages. And this specific woman told me, you know what? For the sake of your mental sanity.
All right.
For the sake of your what? Your mental sanity.
The mental sanity of the woman.
Of the man.
Of the man.
Yeah, she was talking to me as her grandson.
Oh, yeah.
And she was telling me, for the sake of your mental sanity, never ever touch your wife's phone. You will never recover.
Your wife's phone?
You will never recover. Yes. So there's something, and at that age she was saying, also ensure.
Touching is looking at WhatsApp messages.
And especially those trying to do what I call fault finding. You'll always find it. There's a fault somewhere. There's a fault. You'll always find it. Then she was also telling me something, which I want to tie to this Obwaka case. Yeah. Yeah. She told me that. What are you guys laughing at? Am I the visitor in the
No. You're okay. Move.
She also told me that when you are getting old as a man, there are things you will see. And one of them is that as you grow old, you'll realize that one of the children in that house is not really yours.
It's not looking like you.
Yeah, it's now starting to look more like your friend. And you should look.
Yeah, you look at the nails.
Yes. Or even the mannerism.
Yeah.
Or even the talking.
They look like
the teeth.
They look like the hero.
Oh dear. And then you say, oh dear.
Yes, and she was telling me when that happens.
Remember, this is a political podcast. It is not DWG.
I'm so done. So she told me, ukiona hivo, you must not be shaken because those children who come from outside are the best. Those ones, they will always help you.
They're ones who succeed.
Yeah, in terms of success and everything. So don't be very shaken. Because for us as old women,
those are troubling, very troubling things.
I mean, it's good, right?
Very.
I think so.
That I will just keep quiet.
Yes.
And I'm looking at the nails.
Yeah, just with the nails.
And the eyes, sockets.
Yes.
And the ears.
And they're sunken like mundalos.
And quickly has got specs.
Yes.
Oh my God.
And it walks like mundalo.
And as a blessed child.
A blessed child, you know.
Looking at him and saying, this is going to be a communication consultant.
You said mundalos are mine.
I mean, don't you think it's a beautiful thing? So,
no.
In short, what I'm saying is this.
No.
That lady told me that as you age as a woman and also as a man, you'll find some things are not worth fighting for. Especially things such as who gave birth where and who is doing what. So long as they don't show you disrespect.
Okay.
I don't know. The merits of that is arguable, but it was interesting to listen to.
Yeah, somebody's asking whether Bunga is in the room. Dr. Waka's wife is a perfect a student of Hillary Rodham Clinton. Women should take heed. That is Praise J. Lawrence is saying, live from Serik and Kiaya province in Turkey. I like Odhiambo's analysis. Okay. Martha is saying, Odhiambo, you can't say mental sanity. That is tautology. Just say sanity. All right? Odhiambo is an intelligent snob. Gonga kabisa. Yeah. So let me welcome people of the internet. There are so many here. Gladys is saying, I came earlier. Gideon is saying, here we go. Gladys is saying again, hello, Jagero. Thank you very much. Hello to you too. Hello there, people of the internet. That is really cunt. Obunga, they were talking about sound at some point. Treasure Tom is saying live from Wow, South Sudan. Joseph, good evening, people of the internet. Good evening to you too. Muruve is saying, Wapi, Sauti Obunga. We at some point we had not started. We were just, vibing and so on and so forth. So that is why there was no sound. There are so many people in the room. There is something else that is going on at the court. The court, the gentleman is, there is a bit of a problem with Gikonyo. Gikonyo is being grilled by both parties. He's being asked a lot of questions. One of the questions, I don't know if you have that video of Gikonyo. Please play it so that we can. Court is being told that quashing Gachagwa's ouster could create two DP crises. You have it? Okay, you can play it.
follow-up calls from relatives, parents, and friends. And in this particular case, Your Honor, I must be honest enough to specify that I did receive a call from our president asking about the status of the patient, and it responded accordingly.
What did you communicate in response to that inquiry?
For the first time, Your Honor, I just said that we are in the process of doing various tests, and as soon as we have a conclusion, we shall let it known.
Okay.
But if Your Honor, you must allow me to say this, that when I said that, I had to seek clearance from the patient that it was okay so to do, which she gave me permission.
Very, very interesting, and I don't know what is going on there. They are talking about Gikonyo and trying to fact find and saying, okay, what was going on? Why do you think Mundalo, the president, called? He's a friend, and he was genuinely concerned.
Yeah, I think it's obvious. You have to remember, Jagero, that apart from being a friend, at that time also, Rigathi Gachagua was the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya.
Yeah,
so when
he was not yet impeached.
Yeah, when he has a problem, it would be very right for the President to actually want to inquire to know what exactly is happening. So I don't see any red flag in that. Actually, to me, I see a president who really cared about his deputy, and he really wanted to find out. I don't
want you to be dead, but I don't want you to be vice president.
That one is by you.
Right?
Yeah, but you see.
No. I mean, why don't, it's what you're saying. No, I'm saying, okay, can you hear me? Hear me out. Hear me out.
Yes.
I am saying that I might not like Odhiambo in this podcast.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
But when he's homesick, I can call. We've just had a very serious argument.
Yeah.
And I hear 2 days later that Odhiambo is seriously ill.
Yeah.
And I call the wife
Yeah.
to find out how he's doing,
Yes.
even though I don't need him on the podcast,
Yes,
right? That's what I'm saying. But why are you running away?
No, because of the, you brought death into it. And
oh, okay. My bad.
We are dealing with a high number of people.
Yes.
Some people are oversensitive. So that is exactly what you're trying to say, that we might not be working together.
Okay.
You might not necessarily be the best person in terms of a working relationship, but as a person, I have no problem with you, and you are a friend. And especially at that particular time, it's not even a question of we're not working together. It's a question of we are still working together.
Yeah.
Because at that particular time, Rigathi Gachagua was still Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya. And so it was just prudent that the president has to really find out his whereabouts and what is happening to him. Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah. The lawyer.
Weka do not disturb Odhiambo. Don't be down.
Don't be what? But I also liked Gikonyo's approach in terms of his demeanor at the court. I think those are advantages you get with age, that you are not easily shaken. You don't quickly shake to authority and power. You just speak your mind. I like the fact that he was speaking his mind. Of course, some lawyers would not find his answers palatable. They would not be in the best frame of answers for legal practice. But in terms of just his demeanor and how he was presenting his answers, for me, I felt it is quite something to learn from Dr. Gikonyo. I think it's an advantage of age, where you get to a point where you don't fear much in life. You just speak your mind, and you also want to protect your patients. And I think any VIP person watching Dr. Gikonyo would be very comfortable at his hospital, because what also came out is he has a lot of patient confidentiality. At least by my understanding. Yeah.
Because he had to reach out to...
It might be interpreted differently in court, because now that's about the law. But just in terms of public perception, the documents do not have exactly the right names for this particular person. It can be interpreted differently by court, because that's the question of judges and lawyers.
Yeah.
But from a point of a person who is looking forward to becoming president someday, and being, when you're in hospital, you are a VIP patient, you would be able to look at that and see that you can be safe in this gentleman's hands. Yeah.
People of the internet, before we go to the main topic of today, we are going to be discussing the presidential, candidature of Kalonzo Musyoka and Sifuna, whether Kalonzo Musyoka is the presidential candidate deputized by Sifuna or the other way around? That's what we are going to be looking at today. But another political temperature that we are having is that if President William Ruto was looking for yet another person, another reason to retain Professor Kindiki as his principal team member at the next polls, then Trends and Insight for Africa, TIFA, has won for him. An opinion poll by TIFA released on Thursday shows that Professor Kindiki enjoys overwhelming support, polling almost 60%, far ahead of his closest challenger, Homa Bay Governor Gladys Wanga, who trails at a distant 12%. ODM leader Dr. Oburu Odinga garnered a mere 3%, while Mombasa Governor Hassan Joho received just 1% of the vote. So, you think that Kindiki is his best bet?
Of course, I've always said it, and I think he will go with Kindiki as our deputy president nominee for 2027 elections. And that is because Kindiki comes with at least something like 1.3, 1.4 million. He just needs to patch up the numbers, tiring of small numbers all over the country. He'll just be good to go.
1.3?
Just 1.3 something.
Do you agree, or you put it lower? Somebody some people are saying 400.
In terms of choice for deputy president, I would even think that poll was unnecessary because it is very obvious that Kindiki has no competitor in terms of anyone who can actually become President Ruto's deputy.
You are writing off Gladys Wanga?
By far.
Because, really?
Professor Kindiki is the right choice by
Kindiki vote. Comes with 400,000 votes. Gladys Wanga comes with 2 million.
Who said so? There are several things, Jagero. By vote,
what?
By demeanor.
Okay.
By vote, by demeanor, and by character. Professor Kindiki is far above all those things. Everyone else wants to be deputy
character.
President. Yeah. Professor Kindiki carries the character of a deputy president. He carries the demeanor.
Actually, Professor Kindiki...
Demeanor and character.
Professor Kindiki is very composed.
Extremely.
Professor Kindiki is one measured person in the way he speaks and the way he acts. Very measured. He's the hands of stability for President Ruto. The inefficiencies of President Ruto are hugely and largely covered by Professor Kindiki. And you need such a person, a safe pair of hands, to be your deputy. Somebody who is not out there shouting shares. Somebody who is out there talking about national unity. Somebody who is forward-looking. Somebody that even you are proud of, Jagero, that in the instance, God forbid, anything happens to the president, you are having Professor Kindiki as a possible takeover. There's that confidence that he inspires amongst very many people. Of course, he's not exciting politically, but he's very safe.
If Gladys Wanga were to be the vice president, people would ululate and people would cheer and people would love it.
Gladys would be very exciting.
Finally, a woman is becoming a deputy president.
Gladys Wanga would be very exciting to become.
But you're talking about safe hands and you're talking about demeanor and character. What does that say about the character and demeanor of Gladys Wanga?
So let's juxtapose. I don't know whether you want to go first.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
You see, Jagero, the position of a deputy president comes with a certain trait that you must be able to carry. And not just a deputy president, actually, a deputy of anything. There is a certain, first of all, you must be able to have a high level of performance, but not to the level that makes your boss uncomfortable.
Okay.
Now, that is what I say when I'm talking about the demeanor of Professor Kindiki. Professor Kindiki does not arrive anywhere with President Ruto and you can confuse who is the president and who is the deputy. There is no chance for you to confuse, even if you are left with the two of them alone. Now, that is a good thing for a deputy. You look at his character. He's very measured, the way Odhiambo puts it. Very measured, not controversial. He knows what to say at what time. And at every juncture, he remembers that he is actually a deputy president. And he knows that between deputy and president on his title, deputy is more pronounced than president. He's constantly aware of that. So you look at where he's coming from and his voting bloc. He is from a part of the Mount Kenya region. Now, he comes from the Mount Kenya East, which has not had this advantage before. So politically, it makes him very, very relevant to these people, and therefore he can galvanize that vote block in entirety. And therefore it leaves him with the rest of Mount Kenya, which he can try to penetrate. Okay? But leaving him out politically means you destabilize the Mount Kenya East and you justify the rebellion from the rest of Mount Kenya. So the loss is double-fold. When you look at a person like Gladys Wanga Jagero, first of all, Gladys Wanga does not carry the demeanor of a deputy.
Oh my God.
When you look at her...
That is character assassination.
It is not assassination. In fact, let me tell you someone else who does not carry the demeanor of a deputy. Would you make Odhiambo here your deputy?
Odhiambo?
Yeah. Odhiambo, just like Wanga, he's highly opinionated.
Okay.
Okay? He's not, you will not put him in a room and he will just, he can be able to dim himself. He'll have to do a lot of work to do that. So when you look at Gladys Wanga, she does not carry that. She's the person who, she wants to be seen, she wants to be heard, and she wants her opinion taken very seriously. And you look at her, even when she's arriving somewhere and whatever, she really, she wants that to be felt very much. Now, when you are like that, you can stand a chance of wanting.
She will be competing with the president.
You would want, you would almost want to outshine your boss. Now, that's not the character of a deputy. That's not how you should be. That's not the demeanor you should carry. So for me, Gladys Wanga would even make better sense as just the governor of Homa Bay than making her deputy. Her life would be very uncomfortable. She'd be squeezing herself too much and cutting herself too thin to a demeanor that she is not used to. Some of the people, Jagero, you have to understand that for anyone to be a deputy, first of all, it must be a person who is used to instruction. A person who is not used to instruction, taking instruction and executing, cannot make a good deputy, not even of a FINRA committee.
Well, let me chime in. So first of all, let me begin from, we can't compare Kindiki to Wanga. These are two different people. Kindiki is excellent in his own way. Wanga is also excellent in her own way. I believe Wanga can easily become a deputy president. The challenge is, Wanga needed to be made by her community. But they have failed to institutionalize. They've failed because I've said it from when Raila was still alive, that I thought Wanga would become a very good deputy president for President Ruto, holding brief for Raila. But the squabbling within ODM and the lack of intentional and willful organization to sit as a community and produce one of their own has denied Luo Nyanza the chance of getting that position. Now, is Wanga somebody who takes instruction? Yes. Have you ever talked to Wanga? You will get the interesting thing, how she talks. Very calm, very collected, because even becoming the governor of Homa Bay was not by her own making. She was actually heavily endorsed and heavily helped by Raila Odinga and Magwanga to become the governor of Homa Bay. Now, that's aside. The reason as to why maybe Odhiambo may not become a deputy president is because I've never been number 2 in my life in many situations. And there's a Swahili Tarab song that I like listening to. And that lady sings that, huwezi kuliziba jua.
Kuliziba jua?
Yes, huwezi kuliziba. You can't cover the sun. It will just shine. Even if you try to, there will be an eclipse somewhere. Okay? And that's not to mean that I think of myself so greatly. I think of myself as somebody who really knows nothing. And that's why I seek information every other time. But most importantly, I am looking deeply inside Mundalo. That in 2047, when finally we'll be going for the big seat in this country. Because that is the focus, absolutely. If the people decide then that I have to deputize Mundalo, then that is it. I will deputize Mundalo very humbly and I will serve him.
Mundalo, would you deputize Odhiambo? Because you take instructions, do you? Don't you?
I don't know, because I told you, demeanor is something very, very important.
I don't like the way you are scatting around each other.
But at least you can be able to see that I can be loyal. You see how I delivered the information about his suit and how buying me breakfast was able to contain me.
For sure.
At least for today. But the issue is, deputies carry a demeanor. Jagero, it's a demeanor. It is something that even if you try and place someone there, they would have to really train and be conscious about it for them to execute.
Are you saying that for you to be a deputy president, your light must completely dim and allow the light of the...
You must follow Robert Greene's laws of power and understand that you are a fly on the wall. You are there to be seen and not to be heard. You are there to support. There are also deputies who are very loud, but have served well. I can give an example, because there's a place where they hold. Look at Kibaki coming into power. He had a very loud deputy called Kijana Wamalwa. Was very loud, speaking the Queen's language. Very nicely. After him, came in another moderate one, but also considerably loud compared to Kibaki. That was Mudia Wori. Fairly loud. If you look at Kalonzo, compared to Kibaki, Kalonzo was very loud, but very effective. Now, I believe, if you look at in terms of deputy governors, one example that I like giving is what this guy called Savula. Savula of Kakamega. Savula of Kakamega is very loud, but very effective. And if you see Savula, he stays in the office of the governor and waits for instructions by the governor. The governor is a silent person, is a worker, bureaucrat by excellence. And Savula waits for orders and implements those orders, despite the fact that even politically, Savula could be stronger in terms of how he puts himself out there. Also considering that Savula is a UDA person, but Fernandez is an ODM person, but they're serving concurrently and nicely. So yes, you can be very strong character like Wanga, but can we learn? Yes. Can people be trained? Yes. So I believe given the chance, the lady can do something proper in this country.
Perhaps knowing when to hold and when to fold.
It is essentially by political science. People who are strong leaders only are able to become successful deputies when they become thorough political science students, and then they operate by the dictates of power. The Robert Greene playbook, knowing what to do, when to do it. But then we have people who don't need it. They are naturally deputies. They have that demeanor, they have that character.
Like Moi.
You get? Yeah, they have that. But then we have others who, like President William Ruto, was a deputy. But did he necessarily carry the demeanor of a deputy? I don't think so.
He was a co-president.
Yeah,
literally.
He was just a good student of Robert Greene who understood and put political science at play, and he used that for elevation to the next stage. Because now when you compare to now people like the ones Odhiambo has just talked about in the Kibaki time.
Yeah, Mudia Wori
one of the greatest advantages that President Kibaki then has at that time, first of all, is his age. Okay, so most of these people, the Kalonzos, the whatever, they are way younger than him. So there is also the respect that is natural. Yeah, he gets that advantage that he's an old man who has very good experience in the politics, and so many people around him, no matter how loud you will shout, it will not go anywhere because of his political experience.
Yeah, shall we? A lot of people are asking about what is going on in Dikir.
Yeah, Muradi.
Yeah, we have 61% turnout.
UD is carrying the day.
Yeah, with the 27,000 voters confirmed to have voted from 82 out of the 94 polling stations. We are expecting an average of 65% turnout. Okay, so that is what is going on. 59 minutes ago, Marakwet East constituency returning officer Dominic Leparmai stated that out of more than 40,000 registered voters, at least 5,000 cast their votes. Counting has commenced at all 42 polling stations, and the final tally will take place at the Chesongo Catholic Church Hall. So that is what is going on right now. Earlier on, there has been very good voter turnout. People are doing it very, very, very peacefully. There is no problem. They are hoping that they can have their MP by the end of day today or tomorrow morning. So that is what is going on there. Somebody is asking me.
We have the question of fuel as well.
You have the question of fuel.
EPRA has just released the new fuel prices.
Okay.
And petrol has gone up by 16 shillings, I think.
Yeah, 46%, 46 shillings or
16 for petrol.
16
and 46 shillings for diesel.
Because somebody is saying fuel prices up, petrol up by 16%, 16 shillings, diesel by a whooping 46 shillings. Mafuta imepanda.
Yeah, that's going to affect. Is going to affect properly the transport, everything basically. Everything.
That's two very significant rise.
Yeah, that's significant.
Very, very significant.
And we need protection.
We need protection.
The government, I believe the president will be doing something about it. Yeah. We can't survive like that.
Yeah, people of the internet, we have always talked about Sifuna for a long time. Sifuna has been a revolving door.
Yes.
You know, people are always talking about Sifuna. You know,
what's wrong?
Yeah, you know, for a long time. And now Sifuna, people of the internet, is like, I want to put my, my leg in the deep and sort of ask myself, what is my survival?
Yes.
Where is my survival? How do I cross the line? And I think a lot of people are seeing that he wants to take that jump and go to united opposition and probably try and find a future inside that camp. But I don't understand. Odhiambo, take me, what is the camp? What is going on at the camp? Because is it rainy? Is it dry? What is going on there? Gachagua is fighting tooth and nail in the courts.
Yeah, there's a lot happening in the opposition camp, and it's beautiful, Jagiru. Whatever is happening in the opposition is very beautiful. It shows the robustness of our democracy, first of all, before anything else, that processes are running. We have institutions which are actually functioning. We have Dr. Gikonyo being cross-examined there and in public, and you don't see any extra hand. It is just a very fair process that is going on there. You see Sifuna and the team and Onyonkas meeting over funerals, you know. Sorry, and you see also the opposition luminaries crisscrossing the country, and they're in the what I call the formation stage of a group. They're not yet at the storming stage. It's coming a little bit late, but it's proper, it's happening. And I like the approach that is going on there. So yeah, there's a lot of formation going on. It's where men are trying to prove to themselves or to each other that, you know, we are here and we are here to do something important and we want to occupy the position. I'm hugely disappointed by the participation of our women in politics generally, especially the opposition side. I don't see a proper strong woman there that is doing anything meaningful. Of course, Martha Karua is a spent cartridge. She must excuse us and sit out on this one as well. But we need to see new blood.
So you want women, but you don't want Martha?
Of course, specifically Martha. She needs to sit out on this.
What is going on?
Women, but not Martha. Exactly. So she needs to sit out on this, and then we find. I need to see more activity from.
But there is Addis Wena there. She's the only one, lone one.
She's the, and that's why the last time I did try to elevate her and try to pinch her to participate more effectively at the table, not as a supporting cast. I strongly believe. Do you think that Addis Wena is currently a supporting cast rather than? She is a very strong supporting cast, and that's why I'm saying. For me, when I see her, I've walked around these guys. When I see her, I think she can make a very good, because she's independent. She got her things running for her. She's not cut off somebody. Okay, so she can actually contribute meaningfully at the table without acting as a supporting cast, and I think more women should stand up and go for the deputy president's position in the opposition, or even the presidential candidacy in the opposition. Ngilu tried it in 1997 and 1998, Masaya Ngilu, and we saw Martha Karua also try very strongly, though with a very weak effort in 2022. We need to see more women. We have so many good women and brilliant women in this country who have brilliant ideas, but they're sort of leaving this politics to men. And I think women have something to bring to the table.
What do they have to bring to the table?
The brain, the skill, the nurturing spirit, and heart. And women have the sixth sense, which we normally don't have. Us, we tend to operate on logic. And philosophy has proven to us that logic is sometimes wrong. But women have the sixth sense. Because I will say, women, just like the mountain goats and the wildebeests, they're able to sense a storm from very far away, and they can always give you a warning before the storm actually happens. Women are very instinctive, and they're able to sense. Women also don't steal like men. As men, we steal too much. Women are very moderate in their stealing, even if they do it. They're very moderate, and they're more genuine. If they steal, the whole community will benefit. But as men, if we steal, it's the side chicks.
The whole community will benefit when women steal.
Yeah.
You are joking.
But that is true. If sorry to say, for example, forgive me, if your sister steals today, the probability that you will get a share of it is high. But if you steal today, the probability that your sister will get is zero.
But other women will still get. You want women to get, or you want my sister to get?
I'm talking about this.
Because
about the sense of family, though.
Odhiambo, I don't know what's going on with him. Yeah. Because he's saying that if a man has money, that he's going to give other women. I mean, but women are.
But when women get, they bring it home.
It's what is home?
Like home is where there is.
All women have homes. You think such chicks don't have homes?
You know what I'm talking about is bringing it home. And we should not be talking about stealing it anyway, but bringing it home.
No. Let's talk about stealing.
Like if your wife, if your wife steals, the probability that she will bring that money home and ask for your protection is very high. But when you steal, the probability that you will start flying around is 1.
Odhiambo.
Yeah.
I don't like the way you cast men.
I'm not casting men.
No.
I think
men are protectors of society. Men usually are givers. Let's not get into the people they give. But men are givers.
Why are you afraid of facts?
Oh, which facts?
No, don't be shy. You know, when you look at...
I have a problem with you that saying that if a man gives concubines and other women...
I'm not saying it's wrong to give concubines. I'm
only saying... When you give concubines, that's a direct help to the society.
I'm only saying when you...
You cannot remove concubines from the society.
You cannot remove them.
You cannot. Can you?
No, I think Jagero, on that one, I want to agree with you. Because
exactly. Please, thank you.
It's a mentality that has been really pushed by so many people, and Odhiambo has become one of those people.
Yeah.
To cast men as though men are very wayward.
But it's true, we are wayward.
The truth is that most of the time, whereas I agree that we have women who can be objective and they can do the right thing, it is in equal measure to the men.
Yeah.
And we have been able to be here, Jagero. And most of the time when you see when a man gets a promotion and gets more money in a family setup, the family becomes better, he provides better for the family.
No, we like, look,
now you see,
let's stop lying to each other.
Can you allow... No, you have been parroting the whole evening. And this man is very...
I keep quiet.
Yes, you keep quiet.
We have had those instances, Jagero, where the men get promotions, they get more money, and you're able to see them taking better care of their family.
Exactly.
You are able to see their children getting to better schools. Of course, some will be able to also jump into the world that you're talking about of concubines here and there. But we've also been able to see equally some of these things happen, and some of the women would get into bigger money, better jobs.
Yes.
And one of the first things that they want to think about is getting out of the family.
Exactly.
And leaving the men.
Exactly.
And trying to say that their life is now...
Now I'm independent.
They say that is
now they have these white dogs.
They now start saying they are independent.
Small white dogs.
It is wrong to just imagine that the fact...
the small ones. I don't know what they're called. And big books they are now reading.
And all that. So... I'm traveling around.
Stay focused on the apples. Stay focused. Yes.
The apples of imagining things. But then
exactly.
Also look at even the examples of the leadership that we've had, Jagero. We have 47 counties. I think about 3 or 4 of them, if I'm not wrong, are taken care by women.
I think about 7.
7, yeah. So what is this that has been so exemplary that has happened in Machakos County because the governor is a woman? Because when we have a place we can do a testing ground, we should be able to be seeing these things that Odhiambo is talking about in practical representation.
Yes.
We should be able to be seeing how transformed Homa Bay County has become, better than Nairobi because there is Gladys Wanga. We should be able to be talking about Machakos County and saying, look at how Machakos County has exemplarily transformed because there is, what is her name? There is the governor there who is a woman, and that is why that county is better than my county of Bungoma. I haven't seen that. What I see is that there is Sami Kioko who has not been paid for the longest time in that county.
Sami Kioko is in hospital.
When he has a sick... So the issue is, I have not been able to see exemplary stuff that have happened in these counties just because the women are governors. Is it because I'm putting them on a higher threshold than the men? No, but I'm just trying to say the argument that Odhiambo fronts is not necessarily true. It is an emotional argument. And sometimes I would understand him. And Jagero, today I didn't want to be in confrontation with him a lot because I told you he bought me breakfast.
So I don't like the way Odhiambo is always making men feel like we are demons and all over the place, that we are stealing. That we are... But all our money we give to the same women he's talking about. All our money. All our money. He's the same guy that was telling me the other day that a man went into a furniture shop after getting his pay. It was not you.
No, that is not me.
And bought. And he was not even able to pay his car loan, and his car loan was his car was taken finally.
And so many men behave like that.
Yes.
The cars that are being towed in town here is because of men who have gotten some money. They went and invested in that. Suddenly they cannot pay for those things. And that you'll rarely see women's cars being towed. On that one, there are sometimes better planners.
It speaks on something.
But it also speaks on who is spending more, who is putting the money to the economy more. So I don't think it would be right to say that the men are the weaker end of this stick.
Yes. Anyway, let's go back. Let's go back to the United Opposition.
Okay, we're coming back to it. But just allow me to say this in passing.
Okay. In passing.
Yeah, in passing. It's empirical evidence that is, out there. That most of us men, when we get more money, we think of adding more concubines and adding more women to the math. Women, when they get more money, they think of their independence. That is true. And perhaps they think of how to better the family. And that has been evidenced before. Of course, there are wayward ones who went to marriage when they were hungry. and they were disempowered. Yeah. So when they go little money, they're like freedom, Freedom. Yeah, so they will leave you. But those ones who came to marriage for the purpose of loving the institution of marriage, when they get more money from theft, they will build with you.
Okay.
I've seen powerful women live with men who are not very powerful, but things are going, But I've also seen women who walikuwa nataka chakula, walikuja kwa nyumba yako kuvisi wakapata kama fridge imejaa. And the bed is looking nice, and the chair is looking good, and you're driving a small Mercedes, a C200, which is brown.
Which is?
Brown.
That's a good car.
This car.
Bwana, you should see Mundalo's car, bwana.
And they decided to stay.
You can't come into this podcast and disparage Mundalo's car.
I'm not disparaging Mundalo.
I have always been I'm jealous of that car. Have you been in it? Have you felt the AC in it?
It is always.
You are joking, brother.
Let me tell you, Jagger. At least it's better.
You can't come here and talk about Mundalo's car in that manner.
No, I mean, it's
Mundalo is a supporter of this podcast.
Mundalo, you bring a lot of money willingly. So anyway, what I'm saying in passing
is attacking.
I think there are valid situations where women are better planners. That's why for men, when you're starting to hit 30, 35, your parents and the society starts telling you, you need to get married. Why does society tell us that? It's because when we don't get married or we don't get channeled, we lose purpose.
Yes.
We become wayward.
All right.
It means women are stabilizers. And for that is a fact, which we cannot take away from them.
Yeah. Somebody is saying that Jagero has a problem with being a man who is a provider. No, that's not what I'm talking about. That's not true. That's not what I'm talking about. As a matter of fact, as a man, you become a provider by default. There is no running away from it. Yeah. There is no running away from it. In fact, it's very difficult to ask money from women, but a man, any man, when you're an uncle, you're different from an aunt. Yeah,
that's very true. That's a good comparison. Very true. Even without husband wife, that's a very good one.
Yes.
Once you're an uncle,
it's very different.
It is very different. But we were at United Opposition.
Yes.
And I was. You are the first person that I asked.
Yeah.
And now I want to ask Mundalo. Looking at the United Opposition, what is going on in there? What is your?
I think there is a lot of moving targets within the United Opposition. And maybe the United is just in the word. I think there is a lot of interest building that is around there.
Yeah.
And people are chasing different interests. At the end of the day, everyone is thinking about a different thing. I see Kalonzo Musyoka is thinking about his political expiry date. And for that reason, there is, yes, we are supposed to come together, but you must know that I should be the candidate. Then you are able to see people like Honorable Matiang'i thinking about this is my entry point, and I have been able to now galvanize the Kisii region. And one of the reasons why I have galvanized them and they are together with me is because they believe that I'm going to be presidential candidate. So tell me everything else, but don't say that I'll not be the presidential candidate. So we are having things like those. And then we are having, of course, the undertones of Rigathi Gachagua, who is moving up, and so far, in my view, by eyeballs, he is the highest ranking opposition leader in terms of the eyeballs and the media visibility and the penetration in terms of moving around, and Galvan trying so much to be on the news every day. And there is also the fear that, okay, fine, what if the court clears this gentleman? And you can be able to hear it from his people that, guys, we can have discussions, yes, but in the event we are cleared, know that you have to look for a deputy for Rigathi Gachagua. So there is undertones, everyone is trying to push their own agenda. And this is providing quite a problem within this unit. And that's why suddenly you see less of them in gatherings. You don't see them together the way they used to be before. Because as we move nearer the election, clarity of purpose starts unveiling itself.
Okay.
Before they were looking at 2 years to the election, And so it was very fashionable to walk around together and make President Ruto the boogeyman.
Okay.
So that all of us can then attract people on our side, because then we can make President Ruto the boogeyman. But then as we move towards the election, now individual instincts start to come in. Individual political realities start to come in. Individual dreams and aspirations start to come in. Everyone starts being pushed by their own people. Because, Jagero, you have to remember that after a rally, each of these leaders goes home with their people. There's a conversation they have with those people after the rally, and there's a conversation they have before the rally. So, and each of these people is pushing their own individual agenda. Then there's now also the entrance of Linda Mwananchi, which has come in and proved that it can rank higher than some of the opposition leaders. Now, that is also providing a bit of insecurity in some of them. Because when people start having conversations around Sifuna, there are people in that opposition that don't become comfortable. And one of the things that Sifuna might be getting right, because I have always said that in the beginning he got it extremely wrong at timing. Because when the people expected that he should be able to leave ODM, come up with a vehicle and lead them to a known purpose, he didn't. He messed up on timing. Now, there is a second chance, and this one I feel like he's getting it on timing. Because again, politics and running for office is done in institutions, not in movements. Movements do not go to the ballot. It is political parties that go to the ballot.
True.
Sifuna is aware that he's leading a movement. It will not go to the ballot. And therefore, he is in good time trying to position himself with the political party leaders. Because when he delays, he will be late, and by the time he wants to jump onto that ship, it will have no space for him, because there will be a deputy and a running, there will be a presidential candidate and a running mate. So he's wanting to jump on that side earlier now, so that he can be in the conversation of the top two, president or running mate. That would be proper time, because he understands that you don't go into an election as a movement. You go into an election as an institution. So far, he must be able to be getting the facts right, that you can't start a political party and popularize it.
Before we move Sifuna in, I want to indulge you a little bit more on the question of Rigathi Gachagua. And this is my thinking, that Rigathi Gachagua, do you think perhaps he wants to go to that final negotiating table with everybody in the room knowing that he can actually vie as a president? So he fast tracks the court process. He's proved innocent. And then now when he goes back to the party and to the meeting, he's saying, look, I am a presidential candidate. You can't tell me that I cannot become anything. Do you think that is what Rigathi Gachagua is doing?
Yes, because you see, every negotiation, you must be able to approach the negotiation from a point of strength, not from a point of weakness. And that is what Rigathi is doing. He's assembling his arsenal so that he is at the highest point of strength. Today, he has one strength, that he has been able to galvanize part of his Mount Kenya region. And say, I can confidently say I am in control of this region. But then there's the next thing, that I am also a presidential candidate. Because the weakness is that every time he goes into a room of negotiation, he has to negotiate like a kingmaker and not a king. He wants to elevate himself so that he can negotiate as a king. And in my view, I don't think it is about negotiation per se. I want to believe that when Rigathi Gachagua is cleared by this court process, which I think is highly unlikely, but anything is possible.
You think so? You think so?
Yes.
You think it is highly unlikely?
Yeah, I think it's highly unlikely. Why? Because I've always seen that the courts do not want to interfere with other arms of government. So they would rarely be able to really cancel out a process that happened in another arm of government. But that's just my opinion. But in the event that Rigathi Gachagua is cleared to win, Jagero, I am almost 100% sure that he will run for president and he will not deputize anyone. He will not be anyone's kingmaker. Why? Because he'll have facts that are very difficult to deal with. One, he'll be having the highest number of consolidated support among all the candidates. It will be very hard to convince him not to be presidential candidate. And when I look at his demeanor, to me, he looks more, I've told you, that to be deputy is demeanor and something else. I don't think, as a person who has been a deputy president before, the only ambition he would be having right now is to be president. And look at it, Jagero. How many places and how many rallies has Rigathi Gachagua held since he was impeached? How many media interviews? has he done ever since he was impeached?
A lot.
Would
and
he
the
be doing
question,
all that
yes, to support someone else?
I doubt. He would not be doing all that to support someone else. He would be doing all that for himself. Politicians are inherently selfish. And so the first thing that they do is that their interest is to them first. Most Kenyans think that politicians have the interest of Kenya first. There is usually nothing like that. Most politicians' interest is them first. Kenya comes somewhere third. There. Otherwise, it is them first.
It is them family and then Kenya third.
Exactly. But then to fashion it out in a way that looks good on PR, they would be able to say Kenya. But the truth is, it is themselves first. I don't think Rigathi has been doing all that work so that he can make Kalonzo president. I doubt he has been doing all that work to make Matiang'i president. If he has a chance to be president himself, he would grab it. You would be able to see.
In which case, you are saying that, okay, Rigathi Gachagua can go to that table of negotiation and say, look, I am coming here with 5 million votes. Who wants to be my deputy? I'm going to pick Sifuna. Sifuna comes with Gen Zs. Kalonzo, Kamba, do you have a choice?
And Jagero, you must be able to, you know the real motive of a man in places where he does not expect.
Jambo would know that too.
Where he does not expect cameras. In a place where a man does not expect cameras, you know their real intent. But Jambo, I don't know whether you saw the clip of the first day that Rigathi was at the courts, when he was walking out and he met two corporal policemen. What did he tell them?
He promised them that you'll be with me with my. What did Jesus say? That what would Jesus say on the cross?
He said, "You'll be with me in my father's house tonight."
Rigathi said almost the same thing.
Yes, exactly.
He said, "When I take over government,
when I take over government, he did not say when we.
No. It's him.
So we'll sort your issues."
Now, at that level, Jagero, there was no camera. It was not a press statement. It was not something that he said in anticipation that someone is taking it out. That simply shows you that is the reality of what exactly he thinks about him running for office.
Udhiambo.
Yes.
Are you awake?
I'm awake, very much so.
Okay. What do you think? Because I'm still wondering whether we should bring Sifuna in, because we want to do some house cleaning first, because Sifuna is coming into a house that is sort of full. He's standing by the door. And but a multitude of people, and even though people are in this room, they are very jittery because we have got a powerful person outside that is supposed to get into the room. We don't like him in this room, but it helps us to have him in this room. But in this room, we have not even sorted ourselves out. Uhuru is over there gallivanting and talking about Matiang'i. I don't know what is going on with the Gachagua in courts. We have Kalonzo who is talking about 40 years of nothing. So what is going on there?
I think Sifuna is being very practical, in my view.
Okay.
This is epitome of political maturity in terms of political calculations and miscalculations. Sifuna understands that he doesn't have a very big treasure chest that can last him beyond 2027 elections in the instance that they fail, or in the instance that they don't get whatever they need to have. And so he's being practical and prudent in his approach. Or can I say pragmatic in his approach, and say, you know what? The reality is, I have to look like a team player, and I have to speak my mind clearly, not only to the people, but also to my compatriots. It is known that you and me sometimes back, and I believe Mundalo, were wishing that Sifuna could form something away from the opposition as it is, because he did command something important. And he realizes that there's some patching up that needs to be done. And that patching up requires what I call legitimacy. And that legitimacy does not draw it from himself. He must draw it from other people. So him going to the opposition, one, is a gift to the united opposition as they are. And it will take them to kill ulafi wa siasa for them to understand the gift that Sifuna is to them. And I believe he's not grandstanding anybody or making them uncomfortable in terms of his approach. He's being very reconciliatory with somebody like Rigathi. Today, when he was in Kanini Kega's mother's funeral, he did strike a very reconciliatory tone in terms of why and how he proceeded to impeach Rigathi Gachagua, and told him the context in which that happened. Now, Sifuna realizing that he cannot go alone, which I think is beautiful. Then he has proven us that our analysis back then was a little bit too ambitious about him. He's seen that he must partner. In that partnership, he could be going for either two things. One, he could be going for the deputy president position. Of course, doesn't have the numbers in terms of tribal arithmetic, but he has the veto, the Gen Z veto number, which works with him. I think he's the first person who has sustained more than 3 months of sustained activity that is sort of channeling this Gen Z energy, which is very beautiful. And that then is a big value add for the opposition. So you can go there to become a deputy in terms of the numbers of the Gen Zs, which is significant because there are veto vote. Veto vote implies that election could be done legally, could meet the standards legally, could meet the threshold, but then they just refuse that we don't want you. A very small section of the public, and they go to the street and cause civic disobedience, and that is it. You have to leave power. Okay, so having that veto on your side is important. Okay, so number two, he could also be going for the presidency itself, but he's approaching it through proxy, which I think is the best thing. If we look at a Kalonzo Sifuna ticket, with Kalonzo being the head and Sifuna being the tail, it's a good ticket, yes. Could bring whirlwinds, especially with regard to supporting it. Does it convert as much as Sifuna being president and Kalonzo being deputy? That's a very different ballgame altogether. It will cause a very significant excitement and will bring a fresh breath of air to Kenyan politics. And I do suspect and expect, at the best, if the opposition wants to beat the president properly, then I believe them coalescing around Sifuna as a presidential candidate will give them the required excitement. And then bring a deputy who is not any of these people here. Not Kalonzo, not anybody. Bringing somebody new, and I have mentioned it before, somebody like a young lady who is a professional, who understands the pains of common Kenyans, but who is also very well versed with the issues of progress. So that they become the supporters of a new generation. And this new generation will possibly turn up in their numbers to vote for change. But if they go with this Sifuna, Kalonzo ticket, Kalonzo Sifuna ticket, it is substantive, but I'm not sure.
But Odhiambo, what is because people like Rigathi Gachagua, Kalonzo Musyoka, Matiang'i, these are people who are on the lane of politics 101.
Yeah.
They know that the reason why we are politicking is that at the end of the road, kuna mnyama imeanguka. Tunagawa. And I'm wondering, Rigathi Gachagua, knowing him, how he likes things is done, is like, so we take this thing that we have fought for since I was booted out of government, and now we give it to these young children to run away with it. And we are just wondering, these people, they don't like us much. You know, when they cross to the other side and they are in State House, they are going to say to us old men, nyinyi sasa mnataka nini? You know, hakuna serikali ya pembe mbili.
That is a legitimate fear.
Yeah.
And perhaps that is what then the people need to look at, and myself included, that if we desire true change, then the legacy politicians should not be anywhere around State House, if you ask me.
Should not be around State House.
Yes, because the legacy politicians are just the same characters, different place. Because if Kalonzo comes back to power via proxy, in terms of joining Sifuna, it is the same Kalonzo who deputized Moi, was it? Or was it Kibaki? Same Kalonzo. Because that has changed in him much. If it is Rigathi, well, we're not looking at far much from what has been, and they will contaminate this fellow. So the best thing, if they want true change, and I'm talking about true change that is revolutionary by the ballot, they must do away with all legacy politicians and bring in fresh thinking.
The problem,
Ecuador has done that. We have countries in the world that has done that, and we can go that route. That means that they must kill their selfishness if they want true change. But if you see that ticket of the old people, same faces, it will most probably indicate what you're talking about, that it is not anything about the true change. It's just about settling scores. And then if it is settling scores, then we can also...
Give me a lineup then. Because these people are going to be on a table. And they are going to ask the difficult question, what is it? What is in it for me? Matiang'i left World Bank, apparently, to come and fight for his share. Mondalo has said that these people are at the end of the day looking after their skin, their own skin. And they are going to be asking about their skin on this table. picture for me the boardroom. It's very heated.
Good.
Tea is getting cold because nobody's drinking it, right?
True.
Yeah, tea is getting cold. Nobody's drinking it.
So
and they're asking, okay, what is the exact lineup? What are you? Okay, now you're the prefect in that room. What are you giving to Matiang'i? What are you giving to His Excellency, the former Deputy President, Mr. Rigathi Gachagua? What are you giving to the man who has been in government for 40 years, Mr. Kalonzo Musyoka? What are you doing? What are you giving them? They are it's not working, and they are looking at you and saying, Odhiambo, be the judge. What are you doing?
Let's look at the value on the table.
Okay.
Because there are two value sets here. The first set is the value in terms of the vote brought.
Okay.
The second set is the efficiency that is required in terms of the agenda that is intended to be achieved.
Okay.
Up to this moment, there is no plan by the opposition. It's quite a fair thing to say. The only person I've said, and I'll repeat always all the time, that has a plan on how to move Kenya beyond 2027 is Wanjigi. That I've always said. Because he has a clear route on how this thing is followed. The only challenge is that it is too abstract, that the man in the street doesn't understand odious debt. Okay? But they know this.
Shrouded in jargon.
Yeah, it's shrouded in jargon, odious debt, whatever. People do not really get it. But maybe needs to get people who can get it or who can break it down for him. So let's say we're in the room and I have all these people. The first thing, I must look at it from two scenarios.
Okay.
One, in a very objective way and say, you know what, we're in the room, it's real, we need to get power. And Rigathi is bringing a percentage of the vote, but he's not going to be in government because it's somebody I fear to have in my government. He can turn things upside down with his truthfulness. The government,
truthfulness and honesty.
Yeah, and honesty. Let's not forget that there's a reason as to why when you get to government and you are being sworn in as a cabinet secretary or as a principal secretary, you are given some oath to swear, and that oath is called the oath of secrecy. That oath of secrecy, after you swear to become the substantive whatever, that oath of secrecy is sworn so that whatever comes to your knowledge could be very dangerous to the country or could be detrimental to the country. But it's important that we know it. I do not want Rigathi around power himself, but through proxy. So I would give Rigathi ministries, the 22 ministries will agree on what to give him. The same I would want Kalonzo Musyoka as to play the role of Mudavadi, because he has something called institutional memory on diplomatic relations. I would have him as a prime cabinet secretary with powers in foreign affairs.
Rigathi Gachagua?
No.
Kalonzo Musyoka?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kalonzo Musyoka's personality is very diplomatic. Diplomacy is where we lie throughout, okay? Just to maintain peace and just to maintain stability and giving guarantees here and there. Kalonzo will play that part perfectly, so I'll give him that position. I would want directly to give the former Attorney General time to go and stay at home. Because
the former Attorney General,
yes.
J.B. Muturi.
Yeah, there's nothing he wants, in my view. He's been a speaker for 10 years of National Assembly. He's been a minister. He's been an Attorney General. What else do you want? I mean, if we are true that we want change, then be a statesman who will help me in guiding this thing. Sit in the advisory council. I'll put him in the advisory council. With his ministers, of course, appointed. Because Muturi is a billionaire. He doesn't need to work for a salary. Neither does he have anything.
What fast-moving good is he trading in?
Of course, Muturi he was Uhuru's friend, who was, I believe, drinking himself to stupor, did not have anything significant to his name until when Uhuru got him up to be the speaker for 10 years, he became an automatic billionaire.
From where? From what? He stole money?
I can't say he stole money. He's a businessman.
But you can't say somebody's a billionaire and you can't tell me, does he have investment in Hako Industries?
Well, he could be having investments which are not declared. we may not know until we lift the veil of some companies. That's when you will know that these guys are actually the ones behind it. Now, I would not want him in the government for one reason. Actively, these are people who will be self-serving than serving the people. I would want us to agree that can we have a cabinet of technocrats who are going to work, not of politicians. Okay? So you nominate your guys for us to have in there. These people report to you. We can agree in the grid management. What is the thing?
Grid management?
Yes, grid management is a very important consideration to make at the table in the boardroom. Now, grid management, everybody's looking for food, of course. Some of them are looking for control of law because their businesses operate beyond profit. they're operating at policy level. Now, if a business is operating at policy level, definitely you want me to shift for you a few things. Some of them are emissaries. They're working on behalf of companies and institutions across the world. They may have interest in East Africa or using East Africa as Kenya as a ground to enter.
They're connected to people who are
yes,
people who are mining.
People are mining,
so
etc.
we will consider you in Murima Hills.
Yes, so we can agree. You will get this concession and that concession.
Okay.
So that
there's a railway coming up.
Exactly. Now, who else is in the room there?
Matiang'i.
Matiang'i is a good one.
Okay.
In terms of being effective, I would have him as one of the serious ministers to guide the rest. Yeah, I have my issues about him, but yeah, it comes with Kisii. It's a very huge population. I would want him somewhere there. Yeah, somewhere around. I don't know. I'm struggling with Matiang'i.
You're struggling with Matiang'i
because it's too big to sit not as a deputy president, but his numbers are too small to significantly place him firmly as a deputy president.
Okay.
But he would be a very good person to help delivering in this stuff. I would want to see a cabinet of their representatives who are very young, who have something like Eric Muga. Let me give an example of Eric Muga. I know you may not know him. He's the Minister of Water in Kenya today. You don't see him in the media much. Today, if you rate the cabinet positions and their effectiveness, Eric Muga is the one who's delivering the best. But you don't see him in the media much. He's a 35-year-old or 36-year-old gentleman. Yeah. He's not yet 40. Yeah. Came to the government without even a car when he was being appointed as a minister. And anybody who works in the parastatals below him, that is the water parastatals across the country, will tell you, this fellow is delivering. He's somebody who actually understands what he's doing. If he goes to the ground where a tender is being done, he has subject matter expertise because he's an engineer on water. He tells the contractor, here, you're doing it wrong, it should be done like this, like that. I mean, that's the kind of a cabinet secretary I would want to have around. Then now, the biggest other thing that I will do is, of course, to look at the capital interests in terms of what are the business interests of this gentleman in the room, okay? But
okay,
the
last question before I come to Mundalo, because Mundalo is also going to have is going to be sitting at the tail end of the table and giving advisory to the, because tea is getting all cold, right? Do you still believe that Kalonzo Sifuna ticket is the winning one, so to speak?
Yes, Kalonzo Sifuna ticket is still the winning one in terms of the practicality of our politics in Kenya, because Kalonzo looks like somebody you can scare. And that is very good for men who want to have a frontman or a foreman. He looks like a very good frontman to have, because you can scare him and he can run into the bushes. It's very good. It's being practical, yeah? It's very good to have as...
He can run into the bushes.
Yes. It's very good to have as a deputy president, but not as a president, because a leader in Kenya today needs to make some tough, difficult decisions. Kenyans are very difficult to lead, Jagero. These are people who are informed.
I am slowly realizing that it's actually a very difficult job.
Yeah, it's a very difficult job. Yeah. It needs a man who is authoritarian but with a conscience to human rights. That we must do some things, but not do them correctly. Kalonzo would wait to plan a meeting, to plan another meeting that will help plan a meeting where we will discuss, to plan the meeting that we will arrive at the decision on how to hold a final meeting that will help us meet.
Wait, what do you do? What do you do?
Finally,
yes,
I would have Sifuna definitely as a presidential candidate and have a young lady, supporting him as a deputy president.
What do you think, Mr. Mundalo? People of the internet will soon be starting to pick calls, and you'll have your say over on this issue.
Yeah, I think I wouldn't rail very far, because if I were to advise the united opposition, then the reality is that their ticket has to have a mixture of experience and youth energy. That would be the formidable ticket for them to have. And that ticket would most likely be either a Kalonzo. Actually, it's definitely a Kalonzo Sifuna ticket, with Sifuna deputizing Kalonzo. But that would be my advice to them, and that would essentially lead to another candidate called Matiang'i, who will splinter out. And that's why I'm looking at...
He will splinter out?
He will splinter out and become a candidate on his own. Immediately that ticket
Why?
is given. because of the reality that I've just told you, Jagero, that most of these people here are pushing very personal interests. And when I look at that room, I look at it this way. First of all, you look at the composition of the people. There's Rigathi Gachagua, there's Muturi, there's Eugene Wamalwa.
But Odhiambo did not even consider.
There is Matiang'i. The reality is that, first of all, 3 of these people are colleagues.
Yeah.
And that is JB Muturi, it's JB, Kalonzo, and Eugene. Those are colleagues.
What does that mean?
These are people who have served in the political spectrum at the same time for a long time. So they know each other very well and they're comfortable with each other.
Okay.
They can talk about a story of 1997 and they all understand this story. They remember how they bolted out of NAC and all these stories. So these are colleagues. So the first thing that will happen is that because they are 3 against 5 and they are colleagues, they are more likely going to pick, in terms of consensus and democracy in the room, they will pick their colleague. The colleague they are more likely to pick here is the one who is the oldest among them.
Okay.
That will definitely be Kalonzo Musyoka. After they pick this candidate, who is Kalonzo Musyoka, as their vote, he will need then to have endorsement from one of the ones who were not colleagues. This endorsement will come automatically from Rigathi Gachagua. Why would Rigathi endorse Kalonzo? Because he believes that he's not dangerous. He believes that he can actually run government when this one is in charge. And that is how Kalonzo would be an automatic presidential candidate in that room. Now, when it comes to who then becomes the deputy in this room, remember, I've already told you that 3 of those people are already colleagues. Okay? And when you put Sifuna inside that room, the temperature with which you look at him outside here becomes very different when he gets into the room. When he gets into the room, he becomes the youngest. He becomes a political novice. He becomes a first-time senator. He becomes just a young man who should be taught politics inside that room.
Okay.
So when inside that room, these colleagues again are going to pick one of their own to deputize. Remember, this time you need the colleagues and Rigathi Gachagua. Rigathi Gachagua will have believed, first of all, that once you have Kalonzo and him, you have won the presidency. That is what his mind would be telling him. And so he'll be believing that the deputy position, president position, is a gift that they should give anyone. So this gift will be accorded to any of these 3. It can even go to Eugene Wamalwa. Because that is the thinking of that boardroom. They would gift another colleague of theirs and say, yeah, you can jump with it. And Rigathi would be more comfortable again with this one because he wants people that he can actually control. Remember, talking about Rigathi Gachagua and JB Muturi here. Both of them want a ticket that they can be able to push to a corner and they can do things their way. They want people they can constantly keep telling, we gave you this seat. Not a person who can come with the confidence of
even after the fact.
Yes. Not a person who wants to come to the table with some facts like they deserved it. And that is their biggest problem with both Matiang'i and Sifuna. Because part of Matiang'i, remember, he still wallows in this miasma of the imaginations of those things that happened during the Gen Z crisis. And the young people are saying, we want Matiang'i. So part of him believes that he's actually qualified for it. Part of him believes that he's actually he is actually the one who should be. And we have Kenyans who have kept saying that he's a fixer. He has been able to do things in the past. So when you give him a position, these guys are scared they will not be able to control him. Because he'll be able to tell them, it is Kenyans who actually put me here. It is Kenyans who actually pushed me here. So what are you telling me? Same to Sifuna. Sifuna, when he's put in a position, he'll tell them, Kenyans sang Mimi ndio Sifuna. So these old guards here will not really want that type of person. They want a ticket that they can control. And that's why I argue that these people will be able to have a ticket that will not have Matiang'i and it will not have Sifuna. But because I think Sifuna is slightly more intelligent than that, this is what I think Sifuna will do. I think Sifuna is courting these people and speaking very nicely to all of them so that he can endear himself to their constituencies. And then after this decision is made that will exclude him, he will run for president.
He will bolt again.
He will bolt out and run for president.
So Matiang'i is likely to bolt. Sifuna is likely to bolt.
And this is why Sifuna will likely bolt. He will do. He has always said he's a good student of Raila. So he will do what Raila used to call consultative forums. Across
around the country.
He'll move around the country, pretend to be consulting. Okay. Then he will bolt out, because remember, Jagero, that Sifuna has shown you before that he can disagree with the majority. Okay. So he will disagree again with this majority again and want to play populist once more and run for president. Why will Sifuna be running for president? Sifuna will be running for president with 2032 in mind. Not for 2027. So that by 2032, he'll have become a formidable presidential candidate. And he'll also have gotten some guys who can put money on his candidature. And by 2032, I argue that he'll be a very, very serious presidential candidate. Matiang'i will also bolt out, because there is a group of professionals who are busy telling him today that he's the best thing that happened to this country after sliced bread. And so those people will enter into his mind. And he'll believe these narratives. And when you add on the imagination that there will be money because of Jubilee and President Uhuru Kenyatta, these factors will push him to also want to run to the end. One of the motivating reasons why he'll want to run to the end, again for Matiang'i, will be two reasons. 2032 and sustaining himself in this new position that he has gotten called the Kisii Kingpin. The only way he is able to sustain himself as a Kisii Kingpin is if he is presidential candidate. Because when he is presidential candidate, he will amass a good number of members of parliament and MCAs in Nyamira and Kisii. And that will give him bargaining chip. And therefore, I'm telling you, Jagero, that all these people will not mind losing for as long as they can have credibility to negotiate with the government that comes. And that is the biggest weakness of the so-called united opposition. So my long and short is that the united opposition will end up with at least 2 candidates, if not 3.
And that will give us a very interesting thing, that will then have a runoff. And that is where big money will come in. And that is where big influence will come in. And that is where Rigathi Gachagua is most probably going to have a deal with President Ruto, because he'll be having a very big number of MPs coming into parliament. That's definite.
So by the time we are having a runoff, we have established how many MPs have got into parliament through DCP.
Of course.
Damn.
By the time we are having a runoff, every negotiator has legitimacy of strength. And therefore our relationship is not helpful. It is not for right now, Jagero. We have to be friends because none of us is sure who is stronger than the other. It's only by perception. But after the election, we'll be able to be saying, fine, President Ruto has been able to win, but not with 51%, 50 plus 1. Okay? So who is position 2 and all these? But then me, as Rigathi Gachagua, I have 40 members of parliament. You, as Fred Matiang'i, you have 4. You as whoever, you have whatever. So at that time, our friendship now between me as Rigathi and Matiang'i, that friendship is useless. So I go and negotiate as Rigathi Gachagua because I already have the grounds of negotiation. Because it is the same reason, Jagero, why Raila Odinga never consulted his principals every time he had a handshake. Because there is nowhere they could go, because already the person with the legitimacy of strength was always him. So you can only bite your teeth and talk badly in your bedroom, but there's nothing much you can do after all. He's the one who has 85 members of parliament. And you have 3.
And you know, at runoff, it will not be all the candidates running off.
No, it will not.
It will just be number 1 and number 2.
Number 1 and 2.
Now, it is most important to observe who will be number 1. Okay? Now, can there be cookery at that moment? That's interesting. Yes, there could be cookery to ensure that number 1 is a particular person. Okay?
Yes.
I'm just being practical. There could be cookery. We can go and converse that in court.
Do you care if you're number 1 or number 2?
You must care.
You must care
because if you're number 1 and number 2, then you're the people who are going to be negotiated with. But unajua mkono mtupu haulambwi. And as you have said, this gentleman, let's say, let's give examples. Let's say Sifuna becomes number 1, failing to get 50 plus 1%.
Okay.
And then Ruto is number 2.
All right.
Okay. Which is the most probable case. Let's say that's scenario 1.
Okay.
If Sifuna becomes number 1 and Ruto number 2, I can assure you these guys shall have seen a beatable Ruto, and they will go full swing to support Sifuna. Okay? Because they've smelt power. They will kill everything to ensure that they get in, because one leg is in. Now, if Ruto is number 1, without meeting 50 plus 1, And remember, this game started by the National Security Council or whatever, trying to play this script in 2022. It can be played again by the person it was being played against. Now, if that happens, that Ruto is number one. Without that, Ruto will do everything under the sun to ensure that he buys whoever he needs to buy. Exactly my words, not any other thing. Politics 101. He will buy whoever he needs to buy to be on his side.
So so buying means that these people will then go out and say,
yes.
Sisi, we were number 4,
Yes.
but we think that Ruto is the best man to take this country forward.
Exactly. And remember, at that time, you are smelling power, literally, Jagir. I don't know whether you ever smelled power. It is the red carpet moment at KICC. The announcement is just
You
about
are asking if Uduru Jagiro has ever smelled power.
Yes.
What a shame.
Yeah, like power. Do you know power?
No.
Yeah, so
power, I'm far withdrawn from it.
Yeah, but
I only smell it from you. Because you go and take the smell somewhere and then come to me. And I smell it on your coat.
or we go with you. So imagine, whatever we are having, whatever we've been doing is periphery of power. The inner
they were fighting over a bill of 56,000.
The sanctum of power.
Who to pay?
The sanctum of
and
power.
And they almost tore the receipt.
Avoid
and I'm like, this is what power is.
Avoid the side shows.
No, we can't say the other person.
Avoid the side shows. So
avoid the side shows.
Once they sense the power, and let's say the President Ruto has become number 1 without meeting the threshold, and Rigathi is number 2, is number 3, because I see Sifuna or Kalonzo, whoever it is, that will be there. This is what is probably going to happen. Remember, that time you cannot negotiate for deputy president position. That's already a gone thing.
Kindiki already has it.
Kindiki already has it in a second term. Okay? Now, what you are struggling for is the ministers and the PSS and the business deals. Those things are negotiated early enough.
So the question that I want to ask you is, when you are struggling for the PSS,
yes,
are you struggling for the PSS, or you are struggling to get what the PSS come with, the resources
of course,
that they come with?
Of course. Yeah, and you know, the key ministries like mining, treasury, mining specifically, Kenya Today mining, energy, treasury, I'll repeat.
Treasury,
very, very important. Agriculture, very, very important. Could look at Koko Nyuma. Transport, those ones are key ministries. Defense, unaudited budgets, you know what it means. Interior, well, interior is the president's, negotiation, that's the president's ministry. So they'll be negotiating. Now, when you get this PSS, you're also negotiating which place do they sit, because there's some useless positions, like, for example, that don't have significant political power, like PS for children. It doesn't have political power.
There is PS for children?
Yes, children affairs. She's called Agengo. She comes from Kisumu huko.
Oh.
Yeah.
PS?
Yeah, PS.
What do they do?
Taking care of children. Children are important. I'm only saying that the position is insignificant politically. Yeah? Then we have.
How much millions do they get? 30.
They have to they have to cry a lot before they even receive something small, because
30 millions.
It's very insignificant. 30 million, I think, could be well in the line.
They run the country. They run the country daycare.
Yeah, they run the country's daycare.
Voila.
So all people will get those ones, like those ones who come with the fringe parties. They can get that one just to say, oh, you know. Then now that this ones who will even negotiate for the speaker's position. Remember, interestingly, in political arithmetic, even the speaker's positions are negotiated up front. Who is going to be the speaker for National Assembly?
In the bigger scheme of things, if Mundalo is not nowhere near power, but he's busy negotiating for the speaker position, to what end? What is that going to give him?
The speaker's position is huge, because you are practically in charge of one arm of government. And that one arm of government is the one that decides the fate of so many people, including the presidency itself. It is either the protector or detractor of the presidency. It has a budget that is endless, by the way. Parliament is where they wake up today and decide which law they're going with, decide which money is going where. Parliament is where money bags literally flow more than the treasury. Money bags just passing. You hear they even say money goes to the toilet in Parliament. It is all over. So let's say there's that position being given. So I see when Ruto gets number 1 without reaching 50+1, I can assure you, Jagero, he will do everything he will to get.
Shall we open the phone calls?
Let's do so.
Our phone is here, Odhiambo.
This one.
This one, yes.
Class.
Mundalo is with it. Mundalo.
Yeah, but give him the phone.
You don't want to go about it?
You want me to give me a
Yeah, you can go about it today. I've been doing it for a long time. Yeah, so read the number.
The number is on the screen.
Is it on the screen?
the right one.
Yeah, the right one. Yeah, let them not call me today.
Don't call some girl somewhere.
Somewhere in?
I don't know.
Such a hate.
He has not put the number. I don't see it on the screen. I don't know what's going on.
They're calling me. They should be calling the other number.
They're calling you.
They should be calling that other number.
Yeah, but maybe yes.
I'll put the number on the screen. Is it connected Bluetooth? It's good. Okay.
Is yours connected?
No, mine is not connected Bluetooth.
Yeah.
I can't.
Is it connected?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
read out the number.
People of the internet, please.
Yeah, please.
That is Odhiambo's personal phone call. Phone number. We were just trying it out, but ultimately we needed to have the one that's dedicated to the podcast. The one that when you call when we're asleep, it will just be ringing in the office.
Yeah.
Women from all over have been messing up with Odhiambo.
Yeah.
Odhiambo is having fun.
You see why he started by putting up a defense.
I'm very married.
Where is the phone number? We can't see it on the screen. It's there on the screen.
Yeah, okay. The number is plus 254 103 784 270. You can call on WhatsApp right away so that we can have this conversation. Do not call my number. Call plus 254 103 784 270. My brother Mundalo.
They sort of just saved that number. Yeah. If you saved the number for political headache, you can save it now afresh.
Yeah, now this is the substantive political number.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus 254 103 784.
How do we know it's ringing?
It will be ringing. You'll just see.
How do you know your phone is ringing?
Yeah, my phone is misbehaving. Yeah, they are all over.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I guess you should pick
I think
them.
they saved it, so they're but I think they should be there.
They should call that one.
Yeah, so they'll be calling there shortly.
I don't know whether it is the correct number. Does it? Is it?
But again, the relay I think takes some minutes. Let me just see. It is. Let's see.
The password I think is 1958.
The same one, yeah?
I'm not sure whether that's the number. It's the number.
It's the number. Oh, good. They started calling. Oh, there we go. There we go. Hello? Hi, how are you?
Good evening, gents. How are you?
We're very well. How are you doing? What is your name and where are you calling us from?
My name is Dominion from Kabeteshire. Greetings to all three of you, the staff, vast. Good job as always. So I agree with what Odhiambo is saying, but it's ideal, very idealistic. Odhiambo wants to sweep away the existing political class in a tsunami of uneducated voter maras. I don't think it is likely to happen. Even the Gen Zs and all the education they have. Mundalo's ticket is a bridge between the Kenya we want and the political reality of the dirty politics we live in. We need Kalonzo Musyoka. We need him as official president. More importantly than the executive, as Odhiambo is saying, let's get in the right members of parliament, the National Assembly and in the county assemblies. That would be my charge to Kenyans all over. Thanks, gents.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. That was short and sweet. He's coming from where? I didn't get it. Kabeteshire.
Yeah.
Very politically informed.
I like that guy. That is acute and cute. There we go. There's another call coming in. Jagiro, this thing you should not put password. Disturbing me. Right,
but the call should override the password.
And this phone is.
Good evening.
Good evening. What's your name and where are you calling us from, sir?
Good evening. My name is Adam. I'm calling from Ghana. How are you doing?
You are calling from Ghana. You Ghanaian or you're Kenyan Ghanaian? How do you say it?
I'm a Kenyan Ghanaian. I'm a Ghanaian interested in Kenya.
Very nice.
So I've been watching political headaches almost.
Great. Thank you very much. What do you think about our politics? Before you go into the topic, what do you think about Kenyan politics?
Yes, looking at Kenya politics, to be very frank, is very, very hazardous compared to Ghana.
Yeah.
Hazardous, you said.
And I feel that there is a lot of stress in there. Okay. In Ghana, we take it cool. The government doesn't have that. The government doesn't have that upper arm like how Ruto take decisions. and government using goons to chase political parties. There is nothing like that in Ghana. If something like that in Ghana, man, the president will not even see the second term.
Yeah.
And look at the June, what do you call it?
What is that?
I think you wanted to say
the Gen Z protests. The Gen Z protests of 2024.
Yeah. Oh, we are losing him.
Yeah, I think we're losing him.
We're losing him.
Hello, can you hear us?
I think we have lost him.
All right.
Then we can try another one.
All right. My apologies. We lost you. Hello, good evening. How are you? Hello, good evening. Hello. Can you check there? Because we can't be losing all. Hello, good evening.
Okay, this is Alan.
Alan, yes.
Alan, where are you calling us from? Welcome to the program.
I'm calling from Kinyaga, but I'm from Eldoret.
Okay.
I'm very happy from your discussions, especially Mundalo.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, from where I come from, I can see that the agitation for change is there, true, but there is no one that people have entrusted to replace William Ruto.
All right.
Yeah, so that.
Go on. Hello?
I've lost him.
Seemingly. Hello? Can you hear us?
Network or something.
I think it's.
Yeah, I can get you. So, what I was saying.
Yeah.
These people may try to bring the candidature of Kalonzo and Sifuna because they know that Sifuna may entice the youth.
May incite or may.
But now the problem, Yes?
Do you think Sifuna will incite the youth or he may carry with him, like in terms of mobilization?
Yeah, he may carry the youth vote.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
All right, there we go. It's a new caller coming in straight away. Hello, good evening. Hello, Jumbo. Hello? Hello? Okay, that one is... hello, good evening.
Hello, Jambo.
Yeah, Jumbo.
Habari yako Jambo?
Salama bro.
Okay, first of all nilikuwa nitakwambia asante.
Yeah.
Wakati mna you on both ends, you're on the government side pengine with opposition, that is fair. Hakuna mtu anafaa kuingilia. I'm sorry for that, sir. I was just saying that the most important thing this country needs right now is a new leadership to change the current guy that we have, because he has not done anything. And I think Sifuna fits the bill, but he needs to work on his main agenda, tangible agenda that he has for this country. But there's no leader who I have heard personally who has tangible agenda.
Yeah.
It's like agenda ni kutoa Ruto. Alafu sasa. Anyway, God bless you. And treat peace. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
God bless all of you there.
All right, thank you, bro. Hey, some callers are very kind. Yeah.
Very nice people.
Very nice people.
Kenyans are generally
we still have good people around Earth.
Yeah, very many.
I thought Jagger was the last one.
Yes,
good people.
Hello? Hello? Okay, this one. He calls and he doesn't talk. How do I help him now? Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening.
How are you?
We're fine.
Yes, I'm Chris Wanjala.
You are Chris Wanjala?
Yes.
Yes, Wanjala. Where are you calling us from?
Bungoma.
Trans Nzoia, Kitale.
Trans Nzoia in Kitale. All right. Go ahead.
Yeah. My thank you. This time round, that apparatus issue in our politics, so that we move away from this legacy. Who do not have any principles and calls for anything.
Sorry,
That's why
I'm struggling to hear you. I don't know if you
yes.
Can you try it once more? Hello?
I'm saying.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes,
I'm
yes, we can hear you.
saying I want to suggest that you will go for the pair that did and new and that bring new ideas about the politics.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Like Nyoro. Because on one side as the lawyer, and then Nyoro is an economist, and they bring fresh ideas. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. There is a problem with the connection generally. With this phone.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I think
let's try once more. Hello? Good evening. I'll have to keep him off. Let me try that. Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Hey, Jambo, how are you? That's better.
How are you?
We are very
Jambo.
Brother Jambo, Sema.
What is your name? Away?
Mwangi Mashari Mwangi Mashari all the way from Olkalao.
Very right. Nice.
Olkalao.
Very good.
Olkalao constituency, the one and only.
Yes. Yeah, how is it doing, by the way?
How is the political temperature?
Yeah, what is the political temperature there? UDA is carrying the flag?
No way.
Okay.
This is Rigiji territory.
All right.
What I wanted to say and mention is there are possible outcomes that you have not actually discussed. Chief among them is the Rigiji Sifuna ticket.
Rigiji?
He's saying the Rigiji Sifuna.
Rigiji Sifuna ticket.
Yeah, of course, that's a killer. That's a killer ticket.
Definitely, because I think from where I'm coming from,
okay,
people really believe that ticket is going to actually take it home.
It will be a disaster though after the elections are done.
do you think
I totally understand that you really.
Do you think that after elections okay, so let's go back to the Rigiji Sifuna ticket. Who is the presidential candidate? Who is the presidential candidate?
Rigiji.
Rigiji is the presidential
Rigiji is the presidential candidate.
By Sifuna.
Yes.
Interesting. And that is so essentially you're saying that the Gen Zs are going to be voting in large numbers for Rigiji.
So as to avoid the vote apathy in Mount Kenya region, you have to factor in Rigiji as the presidential candidate.
Okay.
And Sifuna as the deputy, bringing the Gen Z vote.
Yeah. So, but then, so the Gen Zs are just going to say, okay, Sifuna, this is where you are going. We are all going with you.
I really ticket deputies by Sifuna. And I'm saying that as a Gen Z.
Yeah. Because my thinking is,
and I'm saying that as a Gen Z.
No, we are not going to Rigiji. If you are going to Rigiji, probably let's just remain. At that point, by the way, Matiang'i has splintered, is on his own. And the Gen Zs are going to say, okay, do we go with Matiang'i or do we go with Sifuna to the to Rigiji?
You know the numbers that these other.
Yeah.
You know the numbers that these other candidates actually bring are inconsequential. So we have to factor in vote apathy in Mount Kenya region, and as such, Rigathi Gachagua has to be on the ballot.
All right.
Is he aware that Rigathi's national popularity by Tifa today is actually 9%?
Yeah,
I'm very much aware of that.
When you say these other people's votes do not matter, you are staking your claim and saying that okay, Rigiji is coming with 5 or 7 million strong, so he just needs to top up. That's your thinking.
That is my thinking, but also I think people from Mount Kenya actually they are actually more interested in politics as opposed to other regions, and as such, they always come out if they have a candidate.
Okay.
My brother,
So,
just before you, I wish you all the best.
Yeah.
In that line of thought, but it's one of it's one of the riskiest things we can imagine. That's a nuclear battle.
Do you just really love Gachagua, or you just
It's not a love for Gachagua. It's
best for him?
No, it's just practical mathematics. The numbers in Mount Kenya are inconsequential. They are arithmetic.
How many are these numbers in Mount Kenya?
Yeah.
Okay. We are talking about close to 5, 6, 7 million votes.
Well, that's inaccurate.
Have they ever been like that in any election? Or are you taking Rigathi Gachagua's words?
But the same numbers delivered for William Samoei Ruto.
You delivered 3.9 for Samoei Ruto.
3 million votes.
3 million.
Yeah, and of course you remember the turnout was actually poor then.
Oh, okay.
Okay, can I ask you a question? Do you think the rest of the country can do without Mount Kenya and make a president?
I think the other possible ticket that can actually defeat the Riggy Sifuna ticket will probably be a Ruto Kalonzo ticket.
Ruto Kalonzo ticket. That's of course a killer, but Kalonzo will be judged harshly if he joins Ruto.
Yeah, but does Kalonzo care? I don't think so.
I think the 41 versus 1. I think the 41 versus 1 narrative can be brought up.
Okay,
exactly.
If you have a Ruto Kalonzo ticket.
I'm glad you agree. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. That was really interesting to hear, and we thank you for it. Somebody is saying here that Jagero, the point is not following Sifuna just wherever. He has to make sense to us. If he decides to make the wrong move, we disqualify him like the others.
Somebody has said not another Kikuyu president. Excuse us.
No, another Kikuyu president. Yes, I don't like that thinking. I don't like people saying that not another Kikuyu president.
Can I tell you?
Yes.
These things are a duopoly anyway. If we have to think forward, we must also think of other people. Yeah, come on.
Yeah, but it is neither here nor there.
You also give us a break here. Every bed in this country is busy producing presidents.
Every bed.
Thank you. Good evening. How are you?
Hey, nice. That's
Good evening. How are you?
Amazing.
Good evening.
Good evening, bro.
My name is Kemu.
Yes, Kemu.
I'm calling from Embu County, Kieni North Ward. I can assure you that Mr. Ruto is winning second term with 50 plus 1%.
Ruto is coming second term.
Second term, 50 plus 1%.
What will be
again? Because number one, I stay in Nairobi, specifically Rescos estate.
What estate? Sorry.
And when I was in Rescos.
Oh, Rescos. I lived there. Go ahead.
When I was in Nairobi, I thought that Mr. Sifuna has numbers. But when I came to Kieni, I realized that Mr. Sifuna is having a PK moment. Because on the ground things are very different. Here in Embu County, I can assure you that Mr. Ruto voted in.
Okay, thank you very much.
In fact, the narrative that.
Yeah, right. You know something that I wanted to say, my brother.
Yeah.
As we take another call, of course, is that the reason why I'm advocating for Riggy to be allowed to run.
Yes.
As a sympathizer of the president.
Yes.
Is because when Riggy runs, people will be afadhali Ruto.
No, the moment Riggy runs, it's done very quickly and very early in the morning.
Hello, good evening. How are you?
Hello.
Hey, Jambo.
Niko poa.
We ni nani na unatupigia kutoka wapi?
Mimi hilo hukumu natoka Embakasi East Republic.
Sema Jerry.
Sasa kwa uchanganuzi wa Omondi.
Wa Odhiambo.
Odhiambo, yes, Odhiambo.
Yes.
That's the Kenya we want. Lakini Mundalo you look at iko kwa wale watu kwa upande ya two term.
Lugha gani?
Wajipange hivyo, then in the end they split. About the gentleman mwenye amemaliza kutoka inakuwa wapi? Where the by election has to be done.
All Kalau, yes.
All Kalau. Kashakuwa Sifuna ticket is a killer ticket.
Yes.
But now, immediately after election,
there's no state.
The ticket.
Impeachment motion itakuwa kwa meza.
Yes.
The kind of acrobatism yenye itakuwa kwa floor, you won't like it.
The kind of what?
Acrobatism.
You see, in one of our forums huko tunakuwa na hii uchambuzi ya siasa kidogo.
Okay.
Immediately Ruto named Gachagua. I told my guys, hii haiwezi maliza miaka 2.
When you profit, bro.
So if you want to win against Ruto, just to win,
yes,
pair them two. Lakini kama mnataka Kenya kubadilika, to have the country that has the face of what people want.
Yes.
My friend, it's better you play Kalonzo Sifuna.
Better Kalonzo Sifuna.
Lakini Rikiji, my friend, waja kuwe mzee wa kubariki. Like what I don't know if it's Mundalo who said. There's something Mundalo said.
Okay.
There's something Mundalo said. I don't know if it's
about who. I don't know if we lost him. Hello. I think we lost him. All right. My apologies. Let's pick the next call. Hello. Good evening.
Hello.
Good evening. How are you?
Fine, thank you, sir. How are you?
I am amazing. Jina lako nani na unatupigia kutoka wapi?
Yeah, my name is Michael Ongor Owino.
Yes, Owino.
I'm calling from Nairobi.
Yeah.
And Jagero is my. We come from the same constituency, Nyakach constituency.
Yeah, the world of money.
Yes, that's what they usually say.
You come from the wash on the lower side, or
No, I come from North Nyakach ward.
Oh, you come from Cherwa.
Yeah, I come from Gemrai, Girls. Just behind Girls is our home.
Oh, okay. Beautiful. What do you have to say about Mada Leo?
Yes, so this is what I would like to say.
Okay.
Number one, I think people are somehow underestimating the president with this narrative of one term, Kasongo, and that he has not done anything for the past three years. Was the run-up of the 2027 election. Now, if you compare what he has done and what other presidents did, that is Uhuru, Kibaki, mostly those two. President Ruto has tried to do something tangible, and he has a narrative that he can sell towards the general election.
Okay.
Secondly, the power of incumbents is going to favor the president because for the past maybe should we say 20 years, the people from Mount Kenya region have enjoyed the power of incumbency whenever we go toward the general election, especially when Kibaki and Uhuru are going for a second term. And they know what it means to operate state machinery other than just campaigning for re-election. So Ruto has been in the system. He has mastered the system. He managed to beat Uhuru just because he managed to study the system when he was deputy president.
Yes.
Right now that he's president, I believe he's able to manage quite a number of things that he couldn't have managed even when he was vying for the presidency the first time. And if you also add up to what he has already done so far for the past 3.5 years,
yes, in finishing,
he will definitely skew the narrative in his favor.
What has Ruto done?
Now, whether it is for optics or not, he can talk about affordable housing. He can talk about healthcare, universal healthcare. He can talk about infrastructure. Because you see, sometimes people want to bring politics around all those things by saying, where is he getting money from, where are the contracts? But the truth of the matter is, when you go to a constituency somewhere, you can see affordable housing. When you go to a region somewhere, somebody will say SHA is working. When you go somewhere, you'll find somebody saying the government is trying to do something. And that is the typical argument that an ordinary Kenyan will go with.
All right, thank you. Let me
put
the next call. My apologies.
All right. Thank you very much, sir.
Hello, good evening. How are you?
Hello.
Hey, Jambo.
Hello.
Jambo.
Yes, we can hear you. How are you?
Jambo.
What's your name and where are you calling us from?
Mimi JC nafika kutoka Eldoret.
Yes.
Okay.
Naitwa Eva. Nilikuwa nasema hivi, Sifuna, sahi tuko nyuma ya Sifuna.
Okay.
Na akimake mistake anaenda huko kwa nini? Anadanganya na akina hawa side nyingine anatuacha na Rigadi huko atakuwa deputy president wa Rigadi. Tutamwacha tu aende, lakini sisi tutabaki huku, tutaangalia mwingine tutaingiza, tutaweka. That's why tunajiita Sifuna. So atunge asituharibie hivyo, asidanganywe hata. Na tena hatutaki atiakue.
Nikuulize.
Niulize.
Akienda huko kwa kina Rigiji, kwa kina Matiang'i, kwa kina hao wote, who do you think that he should aungana na nani? Does he go with Matiang'i?
At least anaweza enda na Matiang'i ama hata Kalonzo, lakini Rigadi, unajua Rigadi ametukosea hata venye
mwanaume mzuri mwenye anakunywa chai, ako na bibi pasta. Shida yako ni nini na Gachagua?
Unajua hata pia hivi sio? Hatuwezi sema.
Kabisa.
Hatuwezi toa Ruto alafu tunaweka Rigathi. Jo Rigathi na Ruto walikuwa tu the same kwa hiyo government.
Lakini walimtoa after
wenye walifanyia Raila
maliza chai yake walimtoa. Sasa walimtoa. Sasa alikuwa kama Ruto aje na walimtoa.
Hapana, hakuna. Unajua alikuwa kama Ruto, akatuma kama Ruto. Mkabila mtu mwenye anajipenda, ukiangalia tu ako sijui na maringo fulani ya kisiasa, anaona yeye ndio kingpin whatever. Lakini sasa hiyo ndio inatuharibia kabisa. Unajua kama hata niseme kama JNC hatutaki mambo ya kingship. Hizi vitu za kingpin ndio zinatuharibia. Juru tationa sasa huyu mtu hapa, huyu ni kingpin wa Kikuyu, huyu Matiang'i nini anaenda Ruto ataenda make making wake. Sasa tunataka si mtu mwenye ako like kama Sifuna hivi, mwenye ako na support kila mahali, akisio kingpin wa Waluya ama Wajani. Tunataka mtu kama hivyo. Tunataka mtu mwenye ako national, mwenye ako na support kila mahali. Na sasa hata na sasa wacha niongezee hii point. Unajua Kalonzo ako very weak, ni venye nimesikia Kalonzo ndio nani Odhiambo akisema Kalonzo ako very Rigathi anaona akiweka Kalonzo hapo hata atarudi Kalonzo. Na sasa kutukaa hizo sasa Sifuna hata watunge tuju wako na support, kila mtu wako na Waluya asingu wako more than 3.whatever million na majensi.
Nikuulize chenye unasema ya kwamba Sifuna asiondoke aende huko, akae hapa mali yako.
Kama wataki kusema Sifuna tosha, then Sifuna hawezi kuwa deputy wa Rigathi ama Rigathi tuna mambo yake hapo. Sisi hatutaki hivyo, hapana.
Okay.
At least Kalonzo akuwe vice president wa Sifuna.
All right, sawa. Asante sana. We really
Thank you.
Talking to you. Thank you very much. Have a good evening, my dear.
That caller is amazing.
He's having a PK moment.
I've never had Sifuna super so passionate. Hello, good evening, Manchester United fan.
Hello.
Hello, hi.
Hi.
Yes, what's your name?
Hi, my name is David. I'm calling from Nairobi.
Okay.
Yes.
Kasarani constituency. So for the conversation of the day,
okay,
I think I'm one of the youth.
Okay.
And we are expecting that we need a change. We don't need a more hela.
Okay.
So Kalonzo is a one, and he can make a good president, but it's from Moihera. When you count, Ruto is from Moihera, Gachagua, and Kalonzo.
All right.
So we need to eliminate whoever who served in Moihera, so that we bring fresh mind with fresh ideas. So for me,
okay,
Kalonzo can be I'm say to give advice.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Sifuna sasa anaenda na nani? Anaenda na Babu Owino.
Okay, Sifuna. You know when I think Sifuna plus Matiang'i, because when you go to an interview, in one day I come for your station for a job.
Okay.
You ask for me as CV. So we need to lead everybody's CV what you have done.
Okay.
And I think Matiang'i Sifuna can do well. You know, maneno hii ya numbers, eti wewe uko na kura mingi sijui nini, unaweza kuwa na kura mingi as the same as Gachagua, lakini delivery hakuna. We need delivery. Hata kama is a man from Turkana,
okay,
lakini ana deliver. We need population.
Thank you very much for your contribution, sir. Have a good evening.
All right. Hello, good evening. How are you? Can you give us from a loudspeaker so we can hear you correctly? Hello?
Hello.
Jambo.
Yes, we can hear you now.
My name is Hilary. I'm calling from Mombasa, Mvita constituency.
Okay.
I wanted to ask.
You wanted to echo?
I wanted to echo the sentiments of Odhiambo.
Yeah.
Okay.
We need someone who can partner Sifuna, who is a lady. Like we just wrote Faith Odhiambo. What maybe do you think about it, Odhiambo? And Mundalo, maybe you can chip in on that.
All right.
Mundalo, what do you think about?
All right. What do you think about Faith?
It's quite a unique angle of look. I had not thought about it that way, but Faith Odhiambo, her time at Law Society of Kenya, she did quite a good job. Yeah, and in fact, if there's someone who's making it look like she did a very good job, is the current one, because I don't know what he does.
Charles Kanjama is so colorless.
Charles Kanjama
is neither here nor there.
is gone
I really
completely.
agree with the gentleman that that will also be a good ticket, especially in generational shift, generational transformation.
But would she want it? Is she political?
You remember when we were hosting the 6 steps? Yeah.
Yes.
She was my chief guest at my event, and I did ask her in the holding room, would you want to go for a political seat beyond this? And she said, well, I'm putting my cards next to my chest. And I strongly believe, because if you look at the history of most of the Law Society of Kenya presidents, they've always ended up in politics somehow.
Because all of them are politicians. Because the mere element of winning.
I strongly believe Faith Odhiambo comes with quite some good credentials. I believe she is also coming from a valid point in terms of career. And she could make a good leader.
She just needs to work a bit on her being
appearance
more,
out here.
Yeah, appearance out here, and not to have a small heart for politics. You see, she gave up on the work given too fast when she resigned from the. You remember the committee?
Yes, the committee that they wanted, and then when a few people made noise, she chickened out.
Because as a leader, you don't chicken out that quickly because of noise. There will always be noise. There will always be noise in the kitchen. So that is where she disappointed me. But I think generally she's formidable.
Yeah. If Kenyans would look at it without regionalism, then that ticket will be good. But we must have national balance. So Faith Odhiambo coming from Luo and Sifuna coming from Luya, it could pose a definite challenge.
Simply because they're neighbors doesn't mean anything.
Because they're neighbors.
Just neighbors.
That's why I said it would be a good ticket for the preparation of the future. It's a good transition ticket.
Yes, a good transition ticket.
But as a transition ticket, to start preparing the country for a new breed. Remember the election that Raila did very well. Actually, Musalia was his deputy.
Yeah.
There is something Victor Rotich is trying to say. I don't know if you understand it.
Where is Victor Rotich? Let me see.
Yeah. Odhiambo, I have a thought. If Gachagua is not clear to run, I think Murima votes will not be as intact or what?
Intact. As when he runs, I think Ruto will have the reason as to why Gachagua needs to run is only one thing. If he runs, people will run away from him. He's a skunk who will say anything but not this guy. Anything.
Yeah.
In the room, he should only be happy.
I really don't think that. I really don't think Gachagua is that bad.
It's bad.
I think they're just. What is wrong with Gachagua really?
Look, Jagero.
What is wrong with Gachagua?
I want to tell you clearly.
What is wrong with Gachagua?
Your producer here can cut the videos and play. It is right there on the internet. This is a man who said publicly that you get resources or power depending on how you voted. Well, as much as it's a political fact, you don't need to go around yapping about it. It was so green of him.
It was green, but why don't we end it at him being green?
Okay, it was green.
Now he has learned. I think Gachagua keeps learning his mistakes.
Give him a chance, but no. I trust a man at the first time.
I think he's a very honest man.
You know the mistake people make. If somebody shows you Mundalo, this is who we are.
Yes.
Or this is who I am.
Then you refuse.
Then you refuse and you say, no, I still believe there's something better in you. But the person already told you, this is me. Me, I'm a truthful man. I'll mess you up. And you're like, no, you are good, eh? Dancing with the dragons.
Okay.
Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Jambo.
Jambo sana, Odhiambo, Jagero, and Mundalo. How are you?
Very fine.
We are doing very well. What's your name? Where are you calling us from, sir?
Mimi ni Superfan Daudi Mkombozi.
Oh, Superfan from London.
From London.
Kutoka Ugaibuni.
Jagero.
Yes.
Simtuekeni ni ya Superfan na tutasupport podcast pia sisi.
Ati anasema aje?
Ile ticket Superfaniko. You're the one who's not using it.
Yes, it is there. People have always given us money here. In any case, you can do a bank transfer.
I saw the till number. I saw the till number, but ni sawa ndaweka.
Weka kuna namba hapo iko hapo kwa sio kwa hii namba yenye unaona kwa screen. Kuna pay bill number hapo you can do. But you can also as a super fan a bank transfer we can give you our swift code.
Nataka kunimaliza lakini
sema mada ya leo unasemaje brother?
Mimi mada ya leo I think I'm a bit disappointed because there's one person you guys are putting out of the equation.
Okay.
Na huyu ni mtu mwenye anaweza, she can transform Kenya. She has the track record. Integrity. Na huyu ni Martha Karua. She's a lady. And she even has the experience, Jagero. And I want to tell you this because Jagero, if you look at Martha Karua, the history, the way she got into active politics, in 1992 during the multi-party, up to today. She's one of the few leaders in Kenya who has been very, very, very consistent.
How do you remember her as Minister of Justice?
of the very few people mwenye hajakuwa. She's held very senior government position, Minister of Water, Minister of Justice, and she has never.
Excuse me, Superfan. Mundalo asked you something. Then I have a question for you as well. Mundalo, please ask.
Yeah, I was just asking. You have rightfully stated the ministries she held. I just wanted you to tell me what was transformative about her as Minister of Justice.
I'm going to explain to you.
In a quick way, in 5 seconds.
You know, one of the ways, because in Kenya, obviously, as a minister, you serve at the pleasure of the president, and back at that time, they didn't have, too much power at the time. But she's one of the people who fought.
What was transformative is the question. Of course, all ministers serve at the behest of the president. That one we all know.
I know, but nimesema hiyo in the Ministry of Water, yeye alikuwa one of the key people kupitisha the water back in the day. Yenye ili transform nini infrastructure ya maji Kenya. Hiyo ni one. As Minister of Justice, she only served for very short time.
You've mentioned Water Act.
One of the nimesema ilikuwa during when she was Minister of Water.
Is in the past in Parliament?
No, she got back then she was an MP pia. Hiyo time walikuwa MP and she served as minister. Ilikuwa time ya Kibaki. But I'm also saying as the administrator, she was one of the people who oversaw the implementation of it across the country together with the development partners. That's on record.
I mean,
that's on record.
Superfan, I think you're right. I think you're right to support Martha Karua.
Yeah,
if you ask me, I will tell you avoid completely. Avoid bad things.
Because I'm asking myself. So the Water Act. How has the Water Act helped us in this country?
You can't tell us anything about Martha Karua.
So
Martha Karua, no.
I think it's his right.
For Martha Karua, aende huko.
Wewe unataka wanawake lakini Martha Karua pana.
And I'm very clear about it. I
think the guy is talking about the Superfan from London is talking about, first of all, you're talking about demeanor and attitude.
Yeah.
You don't think that Martha Karua has that, Mr. Mundalo?
Not at all, because she comes out to me as extremely confrontational.
Yeah.
And I judge you cannot. You can be disagreeable to some people,
in a diplomatic way,
but you can't be disagreeable all the time.
Yes. You are still on the line, sir.
Yeah, you're still on the line. Go ahead.
Martha has been. She's
this someone
with the United Opposition. She's already in disagreement with the United Opposition.
All right. Hello, gentlemen. How are you? Where are you calling us from?
Amaiva kwa cheno na wapiga kutoka Malindi.
Sasa bwana Malindi bwana. Leta swali sasa ama maoni.
Maoni yangu ilikuwa ni hii. Sisi kama vijana wa Malindi wengi tunapenda Sifuna.
Tunapenda Sifuna sana.
Kama Sifuna anaweza kuwa candidate.
Say that again.
Mimi sioni kama nitapiga kura tofauti na Ruto sababu sina shida kubwa sana na Ruto.
So hivi wewe ni mfuasi wa bwana Ruto?
No, I don't like Ruto, lakini napenda Sifuna na hiyo linda tu mwananchi in general. Lakini kama Sifuna hawezi kuwa kwa ballot, hao watu wengine hawaqualify. Sioni kama wana ushawishi wa kunitosha kupiga kura kando na Ruto.
So kwa hiyo unaona kwamba bwana Sifuna ungane na jamaa mgani katika mrengo wa upinzani ili kupata hii
asimame kiti cha urais, then our deputies na any of the United Opposition leaders. But if Sifuna is not on the ballot as a presidential candidate, then vote for anybody else apart from William Samoei Ruto.
Okay, sasa asante sana.
Hello,
good evening. How are you?
Hello.
Jambo. Please reduce the volume of your radio or TV, is it? Or your YouTube, whatever. Yes, please. Go ahead. What's your name? Where
yes, I'm Peter. Naongea ni Peter kutoka Dagoretti North, Peter Kibira.
Peter Kibira, endelea.
Yes, nina swali ningependa kuwauliza hapo kwa studio, Jagero, Mundalo na Odhiambo. Kwa hivyo sasa hivi mnaona venye kuna hiti ya siasa kidogo. Uone kule upande wa watu wa two term kumetulia, kelele ziko sana huku upande wa one term. Sasa swali langu linakuja hivi. Ruto atachukua nani kama deputy wake?
Unaona achukue
swali hilo linakuwa. Yeah, Ruto atamchukua nani kama deputy?
Ndio nauliza wewe unaona achukue nani kama deputy wake?
Yes, kwa upande wangu naona Ruto ataenda kuchukua kutoka magharibi wa Kenya.
Na
huko ndio
kama binani huko magharibi.
Magharibi wa Kenya anaweza akamchukua labda bwana ma-DVD. Ama akaenda kule Nyanza akamchukua, anaweza hata akamchukua huyu minister huyu wa kelele mingi huyu wa treasury huyu.
Huyu hawezi, huyo sahau.
Lakini
unasikia jina?
Huyo hawezi.
Huyu wa treasury mbadi huyu wa kelele mingi. Lakini nikikuja kwa mada kwa upande wa Sifuna, Sifuna ni candidate mzuri, lakini kwa upande wangu nampenda, lakini naonelea hivi. Atulia hadi 2032.
So unaona nani aende kuwa rais na nani awe naibu wa rais wako?
Kuna huyu Wanjigi, he can do better. Wanjigi yako sawa, ni tatizo tu ni hana deputy.
Hana deputy.
Wanjigi
ushasikia bwana anaitwa Willis Otieno?
Yes, Willis namjua huyo Willis, ni wakili sio?
Ndio.
Lakini kidogo askiki. Tunajua tu we are few wenye tunamjua.
Piki pongo.
Lakini Willis kidogo ana ile political power, at least angetafuta mtu mwingine kidogo mwenye anaweza mueneza. Tunaona sasa Wanjigi hata anajulikana kumshinda yeye mwenyewe. Na deputy, ukiwa deputy nafaa uwe na kelele kidogo venye mlikuwa mmesema hapo, at least una ule msukumo.
Ama chukue aende na about Joakim Simiyu.
Hapana, Joakim bado.
Kwa nini wendani wa?
Joakim hata hajakuwa mbunge. Joakim hajakuwa hata mbunge.
Pia hajakuwa hata MCA.
Wanjigi tumemsikia sana kwa media. Pia kufuatilia hizi siasa, amekuwa kwa siasa kidogo. Wanjigi huyu Joakim nimemsikia tu hapa kwa hizi zinaitwa hii Jakaranda huku akiongea huko. Sijamsikia mahali huyu.
Kidogo.
No. Sieti namkosea heshima, lakini Joakim yuko sawa, lakini kidogo aanze na ule. Nimeona mahali kwa post yake, sijui kama ni ukweli anataka senator seat Nairobi.
Anatosha unga kwa hiyo senator.
Aje atuzie sera tujue kama anatosha na sera mzuri sawa. Lakini all in all nikimalizia nikipeana nafasi kwa wengine.
Ndio.
Sifuna yuko sawa, atulie kidogo hadi 2032 atakuwa ataleta ule msukumo zaidi. Hata mimi nitampigia kura ndio.
2032.
2032, lakini kwa saizi Majaliwa Wanjigi akishikilia tuko sawa, lakini upande mwingine wa United Opposition kina Gashagwa no.
Asante sana ndugu yangu.
Alright,
okay, thank you.
I think it's been beautiful.
Yeah, it's been beautiful. It's been really beautiful.
I tell you.
Somebody saying Joakim, this is a country to run, not a village.
Sima kidogo.
Thank you very much, people of the internet. It's been amazing conversation. We are still having almost 700 people listening live and enjoying the conversation. We are always so happy that you guys can join us every other evening to listen to politics, to hold to the to take part even in the conversation. Mr. Mundalo, thank you very much for taking your time out of a very busy schedule to come here with the Ambo. Always running from a meeting to show up here on time. Thank you very much.
Somebody has queried my suits again. I think I need to change.
Yeah, no, we don't care. Frank, thank you very much for being on the deck today. Mr. Bunga on the cameras and everything. Achieng on logistics and Atieno on hospitality. Thank you very much, people of the internet. If you're not subscribed, please do subscribe. If you're getting from wherever you're getting your social media dose, we are always on Instagram, TikTok, everywhere else. So thank you very much. Until another episode, bye for now. HustlesAfrica.com, a guide to high-paying online jobs. At HustlesAfrica.com, you will discover the jobs people are doing from home, the platforms where opportunities are found, the skills that open doors, and the practical steps to begin earning. Go to HustlesAfrica.com today.